All right, let's get things started tonight as the overlay continues to load. Welcome, folks, to Thursday night Chariot of the Gods, round 3 on the channel of the Alien RPG. We're ready to get after it here. Thank you, Moondog. Good to see you. But let's get the characters on. They're dying to play. Let me bring them up so they are slowly coming on board here. Let's see. Slowly. And we're going to bring them, since they're all bashful tonight. Unfortunately, no cams, but you know how it is. They'll still get engaged and they're still going to die. Maybe. Welcome. We are here, like I said, the Act 1, Chariot of the Gods, Alien RPG. We are live, ready to go, and we need to get the action going. Welcome, gentlemen. We're missing one. Rye, our player Rye is unfortunately detained. Yeah, that's right, Jeffrey. He's detained at work, so he should be in rare form to play Rye, who is a young woman who hates her job. So, it should just fit right on in as soon as he gets off work and joins the game. But with that being said, we're going to get this rodeo started and welcome the players. Gentlemen, it's our Thursday night group who just finished Dragon Heist. They wanted more death and pain. They didn't get enough in Dragon Heist, so I obliged. And here we are. All right. Let's get going here, and let me explain to what is happening, what's going on with the group. Everybody should have the map of your ship there in front of you. You all are in deep cryo sleep at the moment. Some of our players don't know much about the Alien movie, but you're in a pod that's very cold and you're asleep, and you've been asleep a long time, because space travel, they do have faster than light drives, but they still have long distances, and apparently, they still have to go to sleep and sleep off lots of stuff. That being said, and they will get their introductions here in a second, like we do on the show here. The group, your backstory, they've been given some of this stuff, but we like to play along. You are space truckers on the star freighter USCSS Montero, running the Gauntlet, which is a trade route between Anchor Point Station, a big space station, and the Frontier, where all the colonies are slowly making their way out, discovering new worlds, new opportunities, and trying to make a new life for themselves. Your ship's cargo holds the cargo hold is packed with dozens of tanks of a rare gas called helium-3, which is it's a very clean energy source that they use out in the colonies and the worlds to power things. Most of the time, these big tanks of helium-3 are towed in big tanker modules that are towed from behind the ship at a safe distance, because, as wouldn't you know it, this gas is very highly combustible. However, the Montero is not a towing vehicle, and this is a smaller run that has been placed by your corporate account, Wayland Yutani, who is the owner of the ship, and they have got the group together, hired the captain and her crew to take this to Sutter's World, a newly established frontier colony. When y'all were leaving this Anchor Point Station, things were, you got everything locked down. There were some intermittent issues with the sensor reflection, pinging some contact out there, but Rye, being your technician, went over, took a hammer to it, beat it a few times, and apparently it was just a glitch in the system. And Captain ordered everybody to batten down. You got the displacement and FDL powered up, and zip, away you went with your cargo run into deep space. And hey, things have been going good, and all of a sudden you'll all begin to mother initiates the termination of hypersleep, and y'all are now slowly waking up in the cryopods. Mother, as y'all, kind of the tubes open up, you step out, you're a little disoriented. You've been asleep for quite a while, but Mother is got some information for the captain, and the order was to have everybody wake up, get their belongings together, get dressed, and make their way to the galley. And as y'all can see on your ship, it's bigger than this. Your personal hygiene, your lockers are there. It's to make your way there, get your stuff. Basically, is to take the time to wander that way, say a few words to each other, and then everybody's to reconvene in the galley. And there's where we'll do character introductions. So, proceed to wake up, and let's get after it, y'all. Make your way to the galley or to the lockers and get your stuff. There goes the captain. See? The captain's leading it.
I am the captain now.
Yeah, Rye gets her stuff. I'll play Rye here. I hate this job. She gets her stuff. She does. She got a sick brother, and she needs money to send back home because family's poor. Now, I also sent y'all, make sure to keep track and loaded. You also have a legend that will allow you to understand things that are on the ship by the symbols, just so you kind of know. Okay? So what these symbols mean, and on some other stuff that you'll see shortly. But once you make your way to the galley, and we'll do our character introductions. How about that? Yay, look at them all. Such a nice little crew, isn't it? They're all one big happy family. All right, that being said, Captain Miller, you're up first. Want to introduce yourself, who you are, who you're playing, whatever little background you want to reveal, and we'll go from there.
Captain Miller has not really been talking very much. She's just been kind of giving general greetings. She's trying to rub some warmth into her limbs. She's middle-aged, African-American descent, and just feels a bit frail after what must have been a long, arduous, dreamless sleep.
Yeah, several months.
She's right now. She's not fully dressed. She's got a tank top on and some pants that are just unbuttoned. She's just sitting limply in the back corner for now, and she's reading over maybe some logs that might have printed out while they were asleep. I'm not sure how advanced the technology is, but I don't imagine
you're not familiar. So
glass data pads and holographic things.
No. Unfortunately,
I'm picturing like 80s retro future kind of
oh
stuff,
boy, you need a quick education.
I don't really know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna we'll bring you up to date here in a second.
I'm picturing paper.
Yeah. Well,
space.
So it definitely was 80s. This is not Star Trek. It's not Star Wars. The terminals are still CRT green terminals that do printouts, and everything is typed on the screen. There are no phasers. There's no, transporters, things like that. Guns still fire bullets. They do have, a few other kind of laser weapons like cutters and things like that. Mother is you have a key to your key, ship key. Unlocks everything here in the ship, and you only have access to the Mother control room in the ship, where is a terminal that you can open the door and go into to get special instructions or other things that are not shown. It's private, your eyes only. Okay.
I think Miller might have gone to the bridge for. I don't know. She might have woken up first. Honestly, I'm not sure exactly how that would have worked, but as soon as she woke up and got herself organized, she probably would have visited the bridge before the galley, and then popped in to double check on any messages from the Mother system.
Okay, well, you can move.
Verifying that we're still on course and whatnot. But I don't want to skip ahead of all the rest of the introductions.
It's just do introductions real quick first, and then you can start giving out orders. Okay, the next up is the pilot, Davis.
Mm-hmm. Lee. What is it? Lay or Lee?
Leah.
Leah. Yeah, Leah Davis, the pilot of the ship. Pretty young, age 27. Yeah. This is going to be a long job. Just another boring cargo run to me. So, let's get on it.
Oh boy. Well, like I said, we're missing Rye, who is one of the roughnecks of the group, a young girl. She is the technician. She kind of understands the machinations and the electronics, that which keeps the ship running and moving forward. And like I said, she needs money to send back to her sick brother who is on Earth and is not doing well. And she'll do whatever it takes to make some money and put money in her pocket to send home. Then we have next is Cham.
Hi, my name is Cham. I just enjoy company. I'm very lonely.
Oh boy, you named
Obviously
your... hold on a second. Your nickname is off. That's why it's all acting up. There we go. Oh, everybody's... Oh, crap. Go ahead. Keep talking. I'll figure it out. Sorry.
My name is Cham. I'll just restart. Very lonely. I enjoy all of your companies. You guys are like a family to me. I'm kind of old. I'm 32. Cargo handler. Yeah, that's about it.
Holy moly, I messed up everybody's Discord here. 1 second. Alright. Cham is here. Wow. Let's see. Miller, start talking for me, please. Alright.
Just waking up.
Davis.
There's not any more coffee on the damn ship.
Davis, speak for me, please.
Yes, hello?
Okay, good. Now, I messed the Discord boxes up on you guys, so that's... And then, let's see. Wilson, speak for me, please. Yep.
Yes, sir. Check, check. 1,
Yep.
2.
Okay, we're good. Now, so, for some reason I forgot about the alphabetical issue. I had it differently. All right, so, yes, with that being said, the introductions have been made. We'll get to know the characters much. Oh, Wilson, I'm sorry. Wilson, I totally forgot. Wilson, please introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is John Wilson. I am a company agent for Wayland Yutani. I take my orders directly from the company. And Miller may captain the ship, but the ship gets its orders from Wayland Yutani, whom I work for.
We all work for Wayland Yutani. Sit down. Quit griping. It's too early.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, so you're sitting there, y'all are, waking up, drinking some coffee, things are happening, and yes, Captain Miller, you, while y'all are sitting there, doing all that, Mother will chirp up and let you know that something's coming across the comm system, and you need to make your way to the command module, the Mother command module.
How long has it been since we woke up?
However long, an hour, maybe. Not even that.
So Miller just kind of wrestles herself up out of her chair. She's like, okay, it's time to go to work. Come on. We have a mission or a message, something. And she makes her way to the bridge.
Don't leave me.
I won't leave you. There's nowhere else to go on this ship.
We can go out in space, but that wouldn't be really recommended.
By all means. All right. She'll. I'm guessing the message comes directly from this box here, this room.
You go in that room. Yeah, you haven't seen it. It is a big padded room with lots of lights and a single little keyboard and a single little monitor. A green screen monitor. Old school technology, but your key uses to access it. Yeah, to get in there. Y'all are sitting there, and you move into Mother's, just pull something up, and as that's taking place, where is we go.
This blasted thing.
Oh, my overlays are done. Oh, really? I messed
Kayla!
up here.
Kayla, where are you?
Gosh. Y'all can't hear it. Why not? Why? Well, I fixed all this. There we go. No. My red alert's not. Is there? There it is. Yeah.
Crap. That's not good.
As Miller's moving into Mother, the control systems in the ship go off, screaming, critical mission alert, red alert, red alert, ship approaching.
Miss Davis, please, take the controls. Make sure we don't crash into whoever is flying towards us. She's like rubbing her temples. She has a headache. Just tightening the controls and trying to open up a hailing frequency. Find out who it is.
Oh my god.
I don't really know how to do this. You guys got to bear with me. I don't
get the red shirts on it right away, Captain.
Alien.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
On screen.
No. Not Ozric in space. Only Leonel in space.
I'm trying not to do that.
Where the heck is Scotty?
I might change the accent.
Scotty.
Hold on a second. I am moving.
I don't know if I can do the Belter accent right now. I might have to switch. So.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe the captain will bump her head, and we'll see what happens.
1 second here. All right. So Wilson. 1 second. I'm fixing it over. I thought I had these the Discords in proper organization, and I screwed up here royally. Miller, say hi. Miller, say hi for me, please.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Miller,
okay.
Captain of the
You're
USCSS Montero.
Okay, once again, Davis.
That's the accent.
Pilot Leah Davis.
Leah Davis. Leah Davis. Yeah.
I've been in the cryo too long.
Cham,
my own name.
say hi to me, please.
Hi.
Okay, Cham.
I'm a barbarian.
No, hold on. Wait a second now. Cham. That's Wilson. Cham, say it again. Say something again.
Hello.
Okay, what the? Well, that's Rye.
Just technician things.
Okay, good.
Just barbarian.
Okay. Man, apologize. That ruins the feeling of the show. And crap.
It's totally cool. It's fine.
Yeah, I had this.
I imagine we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and it's for everybody, the viewers. Okay, so that's So everybody, you make your way to the bridge, and Rye comes. She runs along too. There, and Davis, you jump into the the pilot seat. Mm-hmm. Y'all look at the. However, you pull up the sensors and all that, and nothing is showing on the sensors.
You try turning it on and turning it back off.
Captain, there's nothing displaying on the sensors.
Kayla, I thought you fixed the sensors.
Yeah, no. So this is where we need her, but damn it, and she gets pissy, and she goes and gets another hammer, and she moves over to it. She almost wants to charge in there to Mother and take a.
Oh sure, yes, more brute force. That will certainly fix the computer.
Yeah, something's got to
How
fix it.
about you use a scalpel instead, dear?
So, and she would make a ComTech roll here, you see, and she can't determine what the hell is going on in here. She thought she fixed the damn thing, Captain, but she's going to need some time here to look pull the control panel apart and look at it. Something else, if y'all look outside, you open up your blast shutters, there's nothing even viewable out there. You're in deep space.
Captain Miller will walk up to Davis, place her hand on her shoulder, and kind of say, like, if you don't see anything, what do you think? Shall we just ignore it?
Probably just a bug or something.
That's what I'm thinking, and she glances again at Kayla with a rueful eye. That poor girl.
Yeah,
Captain. So hard, but she just can't seem to fix anything.
Miller, why do I hear the music for Gilligan's Island?
Oh, wow.
Because you haven't turned off your headset from cryosleep, obviously.
Huh.
We've been watching Gilligan's Island for the last 6 months. Why don't you go in there and try to fix Mother?
One thing you'll notice, Captain, when you look out the blast windows and all that, it's deep space.
You see that as though I'm supposed to infer something from it.
Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute.
What were your orders, Captain?
Should there be a planet here? Should there be a planet here?
Oh!
Davis? Miller? Wait, Wilson? Shit. Sorry.
It's going to be a long game, guys.
The Death Star must have took it out.
A second. So, out of character, is Sutter's World a planet or a station?
You're going to Sutter's. You're supposed to be to nearby. There's no teleports. There's nothing like that in this aliens world. There's nothing fancy like that. You're basically, your big ass ship was supposed to be orbiting a world to be able to start offloading cargo when y'all were your thoughts, or what your orders were when y'all were woken up. You were supposed to be staring at a world.
Okay, so that probably. We should have led with that. Okay. So,
this is when you don't prep for a game.
From Cracker Jacks.
Well, I didn't watch all the Alien movies.
You would know, yeah. So the technology. So yeah, you.
So I think Miller immediately sets into a mode of being disturbed. She runs up and looks around all the viewports as hard as far into the corners as possible, going all the way around, and she's kind of muttering like, no, wait, this is supposed to be Kayla, run a scan for any planets. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are there any other windows on the ship, like on the other side of the ship?
No,
I think Miller might want to send someone to go look.
Yeah, you could.
Davis, bring us around. Maybe the planet's on the other side of the ship.
You got a pilot that can move around, so.
Aye, Captain.
I swan dive out of the ship.
We're gonna have a big reach with this group.
Miller, may I make a suggestion?
I'll go ahead and let y'all know, because of the the warning alert and all that, you all get a point of stress. We're going to start right off with the game there. So each of you click off a point of stress on the character sheet. Yep, exactly. You're welcome. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Wilson. Feel free to make your suggestions at any time.
Well, why don't you ask
Wilson.
Mother? Why don't you ask Mother where we're at? She brought us out of hypersleep. Did she not?
He did, and Captain Miller was supposed to go chat with her, and hadn't even a chance to get in there yet to look at stuff.
Excuse me, Cham. She'll just scoot by. She'll step into the booth, I guess, and start typing and asking. She'll ask, "What is our location in relation to our
Wilson,
previous coordinates?"
Give yourself a point of stress.
It did.
It should go black.
It did.
I don't see it. Weird. No, not that's story points. Stress
He's
point.
immune to stress.
Up at the very top. Yeah, exactly. On your character sheet.
Well,
that's
no,
okay.
you can keep the story.
There we go.
Point, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I got a story point.
They get there, maybe. Okay. When you go in there, Captain Miller, what do you ask?
She'll ask, "What is our current location in relation to our our jump point, or when we started hypersleep or whatever.
She will relay back deep space.
Nothing more specific.
You asked where you were at. She said it was deep space.
Okay, that's more vague than I was anticipating.
That's because I'm a computer. You got to be more specific.
Wait a second? Does the computer talk?
Mm-mm. Well,
okay, so just typing into
some of the alerts and all that, they have a female voice that does it all and all, but most of the interface with the computer is going to sound. You'll hear it. A lot of like the sounds that you'll hear me do. I have. It's like you hear a bunch of beep. That's Mother.
She will. Captain Miller will type into the console. What's our location compared to Sutter's world? What's the destination to Sutter's world, or how much space or distance?
The Sutter world. She will relay to you. You have been rerouted, and Sutter's world is not the mission anymore. She will tell you that.
What is the new mission?
The new mission.
And when was it delivered?
While you were asleep. That's why you were woken up. She will tell you that a distress signal from an unknown ship was detected in this area. You were the closest ship, and you needed to. Your orders are to go investigate the mysterious transmission. Unfortunately, it was too garbled to be understood from the anchor point station. You need to triangulate its location and trace the signal back to its source. You are to explain to the crew everything that's going on and stop your preparations for what you're doing and retool for this mission as company rules state, and it will show on the end of the transmission report that you must investigate and determine what is happening here. Not doing so means that everyone forfeits their shares and gets no money for the run. Signed, Wayland Yutani.
Miller's eyes kind of go wide at the last part of the message. She'll request a printout of that.
It's printed out.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry. We'll give you more sounds. There we go.
No, it's fine. So she'll take the paper. She'll step out of the booth. She'll kind of take a quick look around the room, and she'll say, "Kayla." She'll say, "Kayla, I want you to perform a sweep around this area, this sector that we're in. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, our mission has changed or deviated. We're going to be," and she looks down at the paper. Does it list the name of the potential vessel or anything like that?
They have no idea what
the
unknown ship.
We've received a distress call. So we're going to be deviating from our delivery for now. The good news is that we should be pretty close by. The bad news is we have no idea who they are or how they ended up here, and also we're in deep space, far away from Sutter's world. So my goal is for us to finish this up as quickly as possible, and perhaps we can collect a bit of an additional reward for good service. Mr. Wilson, could I speak with you privately? And she gestures down the hallway here.
Okay.
So Kayla has instructions to search the area using sensors for
yeah,
the
Captain,
ship.
whatever, fine. It's not what I want to do. I'll get on it. Whatever you say.
Look, Kayla, if you want to be paid, then it's what you want to do. Trust me.
I hate this job.
Yeah, I'm starting to as well, dear. Miller turns to Wilson and hands him the paper, the printout that contains all the details of the mission, and she asks, "Did you know about this?" And gives him a minute to read it over.
As he keeps reading,
It says it came straight from the top. Figured you would have found out about it before us.
And we're not getting paid?
No, it's not what it says. It says if we don't complete the task, we won't get paid. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that if we find this derelict and report in, then that's that. There's no reason to go on board. There's no reason to do anything. If it's out here in deep space, chances are anyone who might have been on board has probably perished or launched their escape pod by now, and it should be pretty easy, quite frankly.
I know Weyland-Yutani far more than that. They're going to ask us to scour every inch of that bucket.
You really think so?
If we don't come back with something, some report, I'm just going to be passed over once again. I came on this mission. What's that?
Alarms go off again, and you hear go, "No way, this can't be!" And you hear Rye scream out, and all of a sudden the sensors show that the sensors brace for impact. All of a sudden a blip comes out from behind the Montero, and according to the sensors, and Rye's going, "Oh my God!" And she yells to Davis, "Pull a hard left, pull to port, and we're gonna brace for collision. There's a ship out there."
Miller yells out, "Do as she says."
You need to give me a piloting roll, Davis.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
So,
sorry.
Walk me through that real quick.
So that's on the front of your page. You're going to grab the pilot. You grab the piloting number, the little number. Grab the 2 and drag and drop that. You'll see a bunch of dice come over.
All right. Drop it on the chat.
Drop it in the chat. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well. And why do you have? And so
good start.
Yeah, you only need 1 point of stress there, Davis. You're good. So y'all should each only have 1 point of stress right now with everything's going on. But that probably may give you another one here in a second, because I'm the giving DM. So what that means now is that you had 3 successes, and with a piloting roll, where is my piloting? Oh, come on. Skills is agility, piloting. You have those are called stunts. And so the first one means your success. You're able to you pull hard on the steering controls, and you're basically pulling all this as you're doing that. From the corner on your right side, blast where the windows are open with the blast, there is something dark just kind of starts moving right, would have just taken out the bridge area. So you have 2 more successes. So what that allows you to do is either you can just show off and, play up what you're doing and all that, or you may save a +1 modification for a later skill roll for piloting. Your decision. And you have 2 of them.
So I can save one and then use one right now?
Yeah, basically, you're going to show off, and you have another one that you can save to add a +1 die roll to your skill roll for another piloting if and when it's ever called.
Yeah, sure. I'll show up. I'll do a bit of fancy flying, something I picked up a few years back, and then I'll pocket one of those.
Okay, so just remember, you can mark it on the sheet or make a note, something like that you've got an extra +1 to piloting roll when asked again. Okay? Yeah.
What did you just put in your pocket?
Yeah, so
figure of speech.
Yeah, so so Davis pulls on that, and everybody's all of a sudden you lose your balance a little bit, even though there are gravitational pads on the ship, so fake gravity, but pull it off, and then off to the side there, Rye goes, "Holy shit, look at that!" And she goes, "Captain, it's a ship out there."
She'll step right up to the window and take a look outside.
Yeah. Y'all see it.
I recognize
You see a ship, but there's no running lights. There's nothing lit up on this thing. It's a big. It's a. You're not quite. You have. It's not a cargo ship. Not quite certain what it is. And then as you're sitting there, mother goes off again. You hear beeping and going on inside the mother room.
You guys keep a safe distance from that thing, and Miller will head back to Mother's area and see what new information has come in.
Mother reveals to you that this has to be a quick scan and all that. This is the source of the distress call. Initial monitoring shows that the engines are dead, and that she is moving at very impulse power, but slower than that. 0.04 light speed, very slow, and it looks like it's inertia. Basically, that's reason that she's moving at all. There, you can tell when y'all were looking that there were no running lights or any type of interior lights that you could see any from the windows. The blast doors on the front of the ship with the main bridge area were shut.
Is there a transponder, something that would identify the name of the ship or the company that they're affiliated with?
Yeah, she basically, so when you're doing that, and Rye will yell out, "Hold on," and she runs over and she throws on some floodlights. There's, some ships have floodlights on them, and you can just, kind of shine the spotlight. And you see some markings on the ship that says USCSS Cronus.
Oh, hell.
Doesn't mean anything to you.
Does that mean it's part of Weyland Yutani?
Don't know. You don't know.
Or USCSS is not a Weyland Yutani designation or something?
It is the could be, or another group that's just part of the fleet. There's a couple of corporations that handle it. Weyland Yutani is one of the bigger ones you'll have. There are multiple corporations that vie for control and all that thing. There are factions of groups of individuals, and like the American group and all, they're basically the military arm, security arm. They provide the ships, for patrol, for security, thing like that. That's what the USCS is part of a fleet, and y'all are the USCSS Montero. So but it doesn't mean that not all of them are Weyland Yutani ships. Let me put it that way. Yeah.
Miller casts a glance at Mr. Wilson, and then turns and takes a deep sigh. Says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that we're going to have to investigate this vessel just to verify what happened for the company. And honestly, it's the right thing to do. We should."
Who is the... Rye yells out, what is the Kronos? Who was the Kronos?
I suppose
Captain?
we'll find out.
Well, ask Mother.
Honestly, don't know. Oh, well, yeah, sure. I thought we got all the information
Basically,
already. I was
God
asking
telling
about,
you what to do.
who it is, what it is, and that's all I got was that it could be anyone. So I'll ask specifically, tell me about the Cronus.
All right. Hold on a second.
Processing.
Comes back. Yeah. Whoa. Sorry. We need. I was. Mother fires back some stuff and.
Need our Morse code.
Yep.
Is there a door between the bridge and the mother room?
There is, unless it's up to Miller to tell whether she shuttered or not.
Well, I'm gonna walk in and close it behind me.
How cramped is this area?
It's very cramped then.
What are you doing? We have a hallway for these types of conversations.
No. You don't understand. I received this communique before
Oh,
we went into hypersleep. I was hoping that it wouldn't come to this. And he pulls out a piece of paper out of his back pocket and
Okay.
shows it to
how
Miller.
how physically fit is Wilson? How old is he, and like what's his build?
He's 43. I mean, he's not a beastly man. He's fit, somewhat for his age. I don't think he could run marathons, but he doesn't have really a belly or anything.
All right,
He's just,
I was just curious. All right, so I have something here.
he tells you that he received this. I received this before we went into cryo sleep. I was hoping
Give me just a second to
this
read it.
would not come.
Yeah, hold on. I'm sending it to you.
No, I got it.
I sent it to
Or
him.
did it go to
Oh,
everybody?
you did? Okay, never mind.
Oh.
Okay.
Was that a whisper
No,
or?
yeah.
I put it in Discord. But it's however you send it to you.
I sent it because
Yeah.
I only wanted the captain to see it right now.
All right, hang on.
Okay.
Just a second.
Captain's reading.
Bear with me, guys. And again, I have to go out of character for a split second here because we're jumping into the middle of this mission, and I don't know the dynamic between these guys. I know what I've been told, but I still feel like it would
Hey.
be like a friendly sort of thing in a way, not like utter hatred, but almost like a friendly competition, if you will.
You play it however you
But,
want to.
I don't know how it's.
Listen, I was willing to let
She looks
this
at
go.
you with like a fear in her eyes a little bit. It's like, what do you mean? What about this line? And she points to probably the most interesting one. I'm gonna guess that you probably from equation, if you will. She points to that one.
Is
What does that mean?
much as I want to advance in this company, I did not want to deviate, but when I heard the ship name Kronos, I could not let this go. We've been ordered on board that vessel. We've been ordered to basically strip the Montero and get the Kronos back up and running and return.
What? That's crazy. That's crazy. We don't have the tools. We don't have the personnel. We don't have the equipment. We don't even have the storage space. We'd have to vent all the cargo just to carry that stuff. Why don't they bring an actual repair vessel? Right where it's at now. We can send them coordinates.
Miller, you know how long it took us to get
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and Mother starts spitting out stuff, and you're going to see this come across.
So this is probably pretty stressful because it's a tiny, cramped up space with the person she probably doesn't really like very much, and she just woke up out of hypersleep. There's all this mess going on out in the bridge, and now Mother is like,
Yeah.
just all this noise and claustrophobic kind of tension going on here. This is a really cool scene. I do want to read this real quick. Well, I can't because we're in the middle of this conversation. So, actually, that paperwork is just gonna hang there because she's forgotten all about it now that she's seen the one that was handed to her. She's gonna say like, we just can't. We have to send a message and tell them that there's no way we can do that. Surely you understand, Mr. Wilson, that we can't do a mission like that.
Miller.
We're not equipped.
Calm down. Read the message.
She goes back to
I
it.
do not want to use force. We are to board the Kronos.
What do you mean use
You're-
force? Why don't you open this door up and let me out right now? And then she like pushes you back against the door and says, "Let me out."
You're
She
out.
slams the button for the door to open up.
You're out.
So she steps into the bridge area, and then she presses the button for the mother door to close. She points at you and says, "You stay out of there."
I'm sorry. It's very
I don't
tense
care.
already.
I don't care what's on that ship. And now everybody can hear like a heated argument. I don't care what's on that ship. I don't care what Wayland Yutani said. This is crazy. This is too much.
What
We
is
have
crazy?
we
As it
have
may
a hull.
be.
We have a
We
hull.
have our orders.
We should.
You did not reach the rank of captain by disobeying orders. I suggest you one more time snap to and do what the orders say.
She looks at the paperwork again.
Miller, so you, sorry, Ben, you're, so also understand your character, have you looked over, you're on the PDF I sent you, on the notes tab of your character sheet. Don't sure if you read over your character notes.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about that now.
Okay,
it's
just making sure you knew that. Yeah. Mhm.
It's the presentation from Wilson that's making it
That's
take a
fine.
little longer.
I just want, you said you hadn't read some. I was just making sure you knew that, so that you're playing her properly.
So she nods her head. She's visibly upset to anyone who can see her. She looks across to the crew and says, "All right, we've got a mission. Like I said before, we're going to have to board the ship. We're going to be looking for materials of some kind, and that information will be made more clear to us once we are on board. I'm recommending a 3-person team. It'll be myself, Sham, and Rai. Ms. Davis, you will
what do we have to
maintain
read?
control of the vessel.
I'd like slump back in my chair a bit and kind of frown.
Now,
You stay here and keep us within arm's reach of the vessel because we're going to be using what I presume is like a docking platform.
I'm going to let you know here in a
Teleport.
second. Okay. I'm putting
another vessel.
in the party sheet. Y'all have some items on this ship here. Each one of y'all need to grab. Let me explain to you. If you open the party sheet and go to your inventory tab, let me explain to you some of the things that you're seeing that this ship has for tools and things you need to know. Compression suits are your space suits. This ship has an umbilical 10-meter long umbilical passageway that is used to connect to the airlocks between spacecrafts. It is not a compression one. It is not it's basically like a trellis system. This one that y'all have, it's not an enclosed umbilical. So you have to have your compression suits on to go outside. After you go out through the airlock to cross over, it will, where some maneuvering has to happen, but basically this will allow you to grab the other ship and connect to the docking station over there, but it's not an enclosed environment. Okay, so it requires you to have suits to go across. All right, each one of y'all should, it's up to y'all who goes across, but you will, anything that you pull from the inventory, from the party sheet, you'll put in your inventory on your character sheet, just like you do with, in the 5e rule set and some Fantasy Grounds. Y'all have a cutting torch, which is basically a high-end kind of laser cutting, that'll used for welding or cutting through metal. It also can be turned into a weapon if needed. You have basically a flamethrower. For those that know the movie, it is what Ripley used, to blast all the eggs. But it has a canister type, container unit that screws into the bottom of it. It looks like a big ass, handheld, two-arm handheld flamethrower, and it will blast out large bouts of flame. You have a single motion tracker. Just like from the movies, you basically have an 180 degree view of the area in front of you, and the tracker will ping back to you and show you blips like radar. Not and it will give you general distance from the blip to you, but will not show you, exactly where it's at or whatever, but you will get some, generalities of if something's moving in front of you. You have one of those. You have a single service pistol single, like a Beretta type style. You have a power loader, which is, the big power loader that Ripley used in Aliens 2 at the very end of the movie. That belongs in the cargo hold. It doesn't, you can't use it in crossover like Devil Dog tried to do in their game over the umbilical with the power loader. Nice try, but it won't work. You have a harpoon grappling gun, which is just what it sounds like. It is designed to, a harpoon to fly over, or to puncture, heavy metal, to then, harpoon in, and then, teeth come out of it to grab a hold of, and it has a long umbilical cord to it, to use. It can be used as a weapon also. And then you have a bolt gun. Basically, think of a high power type, like nailer, this roof nailer type gun. It's used for expanding bolts to, like, you need to take, let's say you needed to make a repair to a hull of your ship, and you've got a hole, you take some metal, and you need to put that over the hole, the hole, and you basically a big ass hole riveter. It also can be used as a weapon if needed. Those are in the party sheet, and they are the captains to give out accordingly based on what y'all need to do. So I wanted to make sure not to interrupt that, but y'all have all that. Your compression suits also have an armor rating, and if that's ever needed, I will show you how to use that armor rating in case something ever attacks you.
Okay.
Couldn't have.
So you're saying it's the captain's job to dole out all the equipment?
It is your ship. It is your equipment.
All right, so everybody obviously is going to get a compression suit.
Okay. So whoever's going across, if they stay in the ship, they don't need it. But if they're going across the umbilical, they have to have the compression suit on to go across. Now, in the regular games,
let them have the compression suit.
Yeah, in more games, we're not too worried about it here. If y'all tinker around and all that, it does have an air capacity to it, and like the cutting torch, some other ones have, like the tracker, have a battery life to it. So in the other games, we might track that a little bit more. I'm not too worried about it. I did track it a little bit in the games, but I'm not going to be a true stickler on it unless you're just trying to do these obscene things in your suits and all that, which would suck up all the air and things like that, and then I'm going to throw a curveball at you. So okay.
So yeah,
who's going across? So what are your orders, Cap?
I'm recommending a 3-man team. It's going to be myself, Cham, and Rye. I want Wilson and Davis to stay behind. Davis can man the vessel, and Wilson can receive any messages from Mother. Maybe this is the situation we're in. Miller doesn't
told
exactly
me not
like
to go back in that room.
Well, let's just say you changed my mind.
We may not like one another, but we have to work together.
We need to trust each other. How about no more secret messages, Mr. Miller? Or Mr. Wilson, whatever.
You will hear Mother
you.
chirp away again from inside the room, Captain. She comes to life
Wilson's
again.
head snaps that way.
She's
She
sending you
gestures with
something
her
else.
hand.
Miller.
She gestures with a hand for you to go.
How does she get in? Did you open the door for him?
Can anyone...
You have a
no,
car
no,
key
no, no.
that only you have access to, Mother.
Okay.
Yeah, so she'll open the door and she'll leave it open.
Okay. As you look in, you begin to see blueprints spitting out on the monitor from Mother, showing the layouts, the decks layouts of the ship Kronos.
Oh.
And you will be sent 4 deck layouts. Deck A, which shows the primary deck, top deck, which in Junction A is where, right outside and up above that is where the airlock is, that is used to board this ship. And you see a few other particular areas of the ship that you can look through. Then Deck B starts to generate across. Much bigger area. Deck C then comes across, which is some of the gameplay over the top portions of the cargo bay area, and then Deck C, which is basically where vehicles were stored and tools and things like that would come across the lower section of the ship. Those are shown to you in detail, just like you have in front of you, the maps I sent you. Now, how we do, so understanding in Aliens in the game is how we handle movement or zones and things like that, distances and all that. These are not 5-foot increments in like they are in D&D. Basically, let's take Deck A for a second. When you're moving in an Aliens game, you move or consider what are called zones. A human has a speed of 1, so you may move from one zone to another in a movement phase. And normally in most of the game and how we play it out, if you move in a hallway area and that zone has doors, to move through the doors to go into another hallway is moving into another zone. Okay, so if I put you in a room, you may move around that room all you want during a call of action or anything like that, but as soon as you want to move or flee or do something like that, moving through to the next area is what is called the zone. There's also what they take into account when you're doing ranged combat, and the combats will tell you the distances that, if you're close or engaged, that means you must be in the same room. If it has a medium or shorter distance, that's basically 1 or 2 zones that you can shoot all the way through, and then long range means you make it 3 to 4 zones, things like that. Okay. And we'll play it by ear if that takes place. But when you're moving, you just can't all of a sudden run down the hallway all the way to the end of the ship, in one maneuver. It doesn't work that way because these are large, huge vessels. And so the map and the square and the tokens and the squares and all that basically, are allowed to, just for viewpoint and reference point, things like that. But we have a lot of theater of the mind that you have to kind of take into place here with these ship maps. All right. That being said, back to the game. Like I said, you have the gear. You understand you have a 10-meter long passageway umbilical that can be used to connect to the airlocks of other spacecraft and thus allow passage without the need of a spacewalk. You basically can use the walkway to move across, even though it subjects you to the rigors of being out in space. You have y'all's cargo, which is down below, is packed full of about 200,000 tons of this helium-3 highly flammable gas. So you want to be careful around that. And you have a small shuttle called Daisy, cargo shuttle, that is what you would use to put a couple of these canisters in, slowly, a few at a time, but then you would use to shuttle down to a planet. And your shuttle is very old. It's almost as old as what you're finding out the Kronos to be. Your readout on that, Captain, will tell you that the Kronos was lost over 75 years ago.
Yeah, let me read that real quick. You guys vamp for a minute or think about what kind of equipment you might want, and then let me know what you guys basically want.
Is the DM done interrupting our RP?
Hey!
Sorry.
Oh, someone's in timeout.
Someone's about to get a huge ass point of stress.
Thrown out into space.
Yeah, your spacewalk's about to go sideways.
Anyways, as he pulls these blueprints, schematics off of the printer from Mother, he turns and hands them to Miller. Mm-hmm. And as she grabs them, he holds on to them and looks her in the eye and says, work together, but trust is another thing. Trust is earned. And then he lets go of the papers.
Well, then I would say you've got a lot of work to do, sir.
Indeed.
Oh.
I hope that we can trust you. Or should I bring you down with us? I hate to leave Davis alone, but I will if I have to.
I was not sent on this mission to explore. I was sent on this mission to make sure it got accomplished. And now that the mission has changed, I see no difference. I need to prove myself to Wayland Yuan-Ti.
Miller reaches in past Wilson and presses a button on the wall, and some air vents kick on. Little fan kicks on. She says, "It's starting to stink in here." She turns and walks away.
I don't mean to be rude, but what the fuck is happening?
That's Cham.
Who said that, Cham?
I'd elbow Cham in the rib and say, "Things are getting good. That's what's happening, Cham."
I don't mean to ruin your moment, but what in the hell is going on?
It's okay, Cham. It's okay. I'll tell you what's going on.
How are you
And
going to tell me it's okay? What's going on?
Yeah,
Follow
Rye's
me, I'll
going,
tell
"This is
you."
a shit-ass run already. What the hell's going on, Captain?
She snaps at you and Rye, and she snaps at you guys and says, "Follow me. Come to the galley." And she starts heading down that way. And so
What
we go
were
to the
you
galley.
and Dad talking about?
Adult stuff.
Sorry.
Adult stuff. She
So
lays
you
out
were
the
arguing?
blueprints, and she says, "All right, you guys. Here's the thing. We have to go onto that strange derelict vessel and collect some materials. It should be an adventure. I have no idea what to expect, other than these blueprints." And she waves her hand at the table. And she says, "The reason we're doing this is because we're going to be paid very fucking well for it." And she looks at Rye and says, "As long as we don't fuck anything up.
Hey, she's okay.
I'm bringing you along because I trust you can fix things. I know
Hey,
you've
if
been
it's
hiding
money,
that talent.
I need it. I'm in, Cap.
I know you've been hiding that talent.
Desperate
But-
times call for desperate measures. Let's get this done and over with. I need some cash.
I'm feeling
So-
quite desperate right now." And she looks down towards the bridge, where I presume Wilson is like just staring around the corner, just watching. I don't know.
So I
No,
like
he
the
could
cut.
care less about her. He hopes her spacesuit has a hole in it.
Oh,
I didn't pick
my
that spacesuit.
God.
Things are
Probably be paying
Yeah.
attention
getting
to what's
very
gonna happen.
interesting around here.
I didn't pick that spacesuit. I knew which one. I knew which
one.
one to avoid. So, have you guys thought about what you want as far as the equipment?
I like cutty cut things.
Yeah, so
All right.
Cham is Cham's the cargo holder, the cargo loader. He's the the brute force here. Rye is more a smaller woman who has got more brains than the brawn, and a mouth to go with it. And so the compression suits are there, but it's up to you, Captain. They look at what do we need to take? You're in charge of this mission.
Give me a second to
Yeah,
take a look at these
Mom.
items so I can figure out what is a good idea for whom. I'd like to give the motion tracker. Alright, obviously I'll give the power loader to Cham.
The power loader is a big, huge skeletal. It's like a big ass skeletal armor.
I wish it could come with
Yeah,
us.
I know
it's
what I said.
huge. It can't. It stays in your cargo hold. Trust me, it's been tried to use for. It's not. It makes you about 3 times the size that you are. Okay,
But that's good.
Yeah, but it doesn't go across the ship. And trust me, Devil Dog tried it on their game. He says, "I'm wearing it. I'm crossing over the umbilical," and I said, "No, I don't think so." So yeah, the power loader stays on your ship.
Can I determine among these two people who are in front of me who's got the better strength rating for
Cham.
the use of the harpoon gun? All
Cham.
right, so I'll give the harpoon gun to Cham. And is there a limit on what we can carry?
But your sheet will take into account that, and yes, the answer is it will. There is.
Okay.
Yep. Not too worried about it.
Um,
You tell me what you're wanting to try to do. So
All right, so Cham has the thing, and then
Cham can take it. Mm-hmm.
As far as the bolt gun, emergency hull repairs, weapon has to be reloaded after every shot. All right. Incinerator unit.
That's big ass flamethrower. Two handheld flamethrower. Yep.
Realistically, I see no need for such a strange device. I don't even know
Okay.
if we have one of these on our ship.
Burn things.
But Cham, if you want it, you can take it. The
What?
incinerator unit. If you want to take the incinerator unit for some crazy reason, then by all means,
It
it's
wouldn't
yours to
help.
take.
It wouldn't hurt to take it, would it?
What are we gonna need to burn over there? It doesn't make any sense.
The ship.
No, we need to preserve everything over there. We're
Hey,
collecting. Think of it
Hey,
this
woman.
way. Have you guys ever played an old game called Dungeons and Dragons? We're collecting loot. Think of this like a dungeon
Why
full
me?
of treasure.
Yeah, I played it
We
once.
don't destroy the treasure. We don't break the treasure.
Osric.
Never heard of him. He sounds like an idiot.
That hurts.
He
Sounds like a character.
He
He sounds like a character that Kayla would play. It's ridiculous. The motion tracker will go to.
It's like the size of like a shoebox, a little bit smaller.
I
You
will
hand
take
it's
these
a one-handed
just in
object,
case.
and you kind of hold it down, and it's got a screen on the top of it that you look at, and you kind of point in the direction that you want to look at things, and it gives you a radar sensor back type deal.
I'll grab the motion tracker.
Okay.
This will help us,
Mm-hmm.
maybe find. I highly doubt anyone's going to be alive, but I guess you never know. Bolt gun. I think that should go to Rye.
The bolt gun is the emergency repair. The grappling gun is now which one? Yeah, there's two different
got
guns. The harpoon gun is Cham's got. That's basically you can it's got a harpoon with a tethered cord to it. The bolt gun is what you do to make repairs to a hull or something with.
Cham, can you handle one more item? I think the bolt gun might be yours.
How much can you hold, or how is that determined?
You're going to be one more item, and then you're going to be encumbered.
And what does that do?
He can't move. He's
Can't move?
He's weighed down. He basically his movements. He
all
barely, he's basically.
So the
you've
limit
got
is 2 items.
Yeah,
Basically.
2 to 3, depending on what you got.
Three.
Don't forget,
I have
you
a
got the
compression
spacesuit
suit.
on too.
Yeah.
That's got a lot of weight to it.
I see. Okay. Cutting torch goes to Kayla Rye.
All right. She goes, great. I don't know how to use the fucking thing, but I'll carry it, boss. Whatever.
Well, maybe if you weren't sleeping in class that day, you wouldn't have this problem right now.
We're in sleep.
She's got. So you got the bolt gun and you got a pistol.
We can't mount the bolt gun onto the power loader. The power loader over there. I don't understand why we.
Oh, nice try.
All right. The
Trying
bolt
to get a
gun.
forklift.
Come
over
on.
Yeah.
The bolt gun will go to Kayla. And you, Kayla, you just give Cham whatever he needs. Okay, you are the squire for the champion.
What do you want Kayla to hold on to? She's got the cutting torch and that's it, and she's got a spacesuit on.
Kayla, you want to trade the harpoon gun for the torch gun or the torch?
That's fine.
gun?
Sure.
Yeah.
Put it back in the power. She puts it back.
Hey Duff, could you take a look at my character sheet for a second? I think I have an issue on my inventory page. If you look at the second box, I accidentally placed something in there, and I don't think it's supposed to be there. How do
It's
I
a
get rid of it?
motion. Oh well, you just here. You motion tracker. You talking about the motion tracker?
No. If you look at the vehicles box, I put something in there by accident. I don't know if you can see that or.
Oh, you dragged it there. Oh boy. Hold on.
I'm trying to not do that
Yeah, that got.
because
oh
it's
boy.
not a vehicle.
No, you put
How
it
do
in
I
the wrong
get rid of
spot. Oh crap. How do we? Let me see.
Or I can just
boom.
ignore it entirely. All right,
Nope,
cool.
I got rid of it. Yep.
All right, so the grappling gun went back into the parcels.
I'm giving
Uh-huh.
it
So
Yeah.
that'll go to Ray.
Rye's
Rye?
got it. Rye's got the grappling gun. Okay.
And
to. Now you said
Cham,
the
you want
torch
to take the
can be
bolt
used as a
gun?
weapon, right?
It can be used as a
I
weapon.
can't hold anything.
Yep.
Oh, you can't hold it.
Let
They
me see
can
what.
or can't?
Let me see what Cham's encumbrance is at.
It's at 3.
Let's see. Yeah, I think encumbrance 2. Yeah, you're. Let me. Got to pull the rule book. I can't remember what they said about encumbrance. Keep talking.
What's going on in the other room?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's your ship.
Yep, Wilson is going to kind of walk up to Davis and get her attention and say, when we get back from this mission, the piloting skills that you just exhibited a while ago, I'm going to make sure you get your own vessel. I'd like to see you captain a vessel. I'll put in a word for you.
Well, before you do that, could you point me to the coffee?
The coffee? It's in the galley.
Great.
Okay.
I get up out of my chair.
So each item has an encumbrance rating, and you're able to carry a number of items equal to double your strength rating. So if you have okay, so yeah, Cham's the donkey in this deal, Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So you can carry a lot, and that will show. If you go down to your inventory tab and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, it shows you your encumbrance, and that number's at 3 right now. So it can go. Yours can go up to 10 before you.
Oh.
Now, yeah, and then over there, your armor. Basically, your compression suits have an armor rating of 2. If it's ever needed, and I say you need to make an armor roll, you grab that rating 2, and that will give 2 dice. And that will show, and there's some rolls that will happen when I say you need to make an armor roll. Okay?
Can I just do that right now?
You can test it, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. See. Boom.
Right.
You're looking for successes. You're looking for the pluses when you make an armor roll. So.
But then you said the cutting torch can be used as a weapon or not?
Yeah, it sure can. Almost certainly
but it
can.
Doesn't have it in my weapons tab.
No, it won't, because I have to go. Basically, the cutting torch, I have to go over and I turn it. I take it from a tool to
okay.
a combat weapon.
Oh, okay.
And that changes it changes its rating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, let me turn it back to tool. There we go. Okay. It's really cool how that works.
I just heard the alien.
Yep, there's the alien. Okay, so the other 2 compression suits and the power loader are still on the ship, and we still have a bolt gun that's sitting over there, and that's it. So everybody else is loaded up. Right, Captain? Is that it, Cap?
I think it is.
Okay. So what are your orders to the crew members? Everybody in the crew again, please?
To Cham and Rye, those 2 and I are going to be we're going to be making our way across the umbilical.
We hadn't even got it yet.
In question. I'm sorry?
How have you even tried to attach any of that yet?
Not yet. I'm about to give some new orders.
She's
Davis.
finally arrived.
Davis is going to.
We got a Rye here. Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. We got a Rye. Our Rye is here. Okay. Nicely done. Hi, Rye.
Hello.
So
much attitude.
Yeah, hold on a second. Rye, let me change your name and put it just to Rye. So my damn overlay's working right. Yeah, and that's why everybody's up. Y'all, okay, yeah, Leah Davis. Yeah, y'all got y'all's full name in there. I put don't change it. I put the overlays in based on everybody's last name. That's why everybody's, and Hux, oh my God, you didn't change your name. I'm going to kill y'all. I didn't need your full.
Go figure.
Yeah,
wow.
What do you need me to do?
Your nickname, don't. Change the name right now. We'll figure it out later, but your nicknames are off. It was just supposed to be your last name. I didn't tell y'all that. You've got your whole full name in there right now. Yeah, don't change it right now. So, yeah. No, I might actually.
One more order I didn't receive from the corporate office.
Yeah, exactly. So Wayland Yutani's going to come down on me hard. So I'm a professional.
Okay. Mom's gonna tell us.
Okay. Nothing. Yeah, whatever, y'all bastards. Okay, you want some death? Let's get going.
So did Davis walk in to the galley?
Yeah.
Okay. Miller will turn to Kayla and Cham and tell them, you guys go ahead and get your suits on and get ready for departure. I'm going to have Davis bring the ship nearby, and we'll be attaching the umbilical shortly. Davis, can I speak with you for a second?
Of course, Captain.
So once these 2 are out of the room, Miller will put her hand on her shoulder, and she'll say, first of all, in the heat of the moment, I didn't get to tell you how amazing that dodge was. I don't know how that thing came up behind us, but you were really on point in that piloting chair. You continue to blow me away with your skills.
Shit, Captain, that was nothing.
To you, I believe it. She kind of blushes a little bit, actually, and then she goes on to say that, listen, this is all very sudden. Just be careful, and be especially mindful of Mr. Wilson. He, let's just say, that he's got the company's interests at heart, and only the company's interests. So just be respectful to him, but don't let him push you around. While I'm gone, I'm putting you in charge. You take care of this ship. You take care of us. We are a family. And we're going to make some good money as long as we can recover everything and come back safely. So, just be careful. And she winks at you. Go ahead.
I give a smirk and a nod.
If anything strange is going on, radio me right away. Oh, wait, is it possible? Would I know if it's possible for them to communicate with us?
Yeah, these suits have simple radio transmitters, and they also have a visual display on them so that you can, if you need to, could see, a camera system that you could see out. They have a spotlight on the top of the helmet so you can turn on to be able to see a light, to shine in front of you. And they have a, simple communication system with each other, and your ship can hear what's going on with each other in, the spacesuits. Yes.
All right. With that in mind, Miller's going to head over to Wilson again before leaving. And she's going to tell him, all right, we're about to head out. It looks like you're getting what you wanted. Hopefully it all pans out and we all come out of this filthy rich and I never have to see you again. Of course,
my
you
dream
can watch.
come true.
You and me both. While we're down there, feel free to give us directions toward anything interesting that you see, because I don't really know what we're looking for. Sure you do. I'm sure you got a whole booklet full of instructions that you haven't shown me. Such as it is,
Well,
let's
that's what
try
you
to
get
work
for
together
thinking,
and get off the
Captain.
ship as quickly as possible. Oh, thinking is quite a habit for me.
Don't overthink it.
That is no lie.
We're here for one thing. That is to get the ship running and bring back whatever's on that ship. I have no idea what a xenomorphic material is. Maybe you do, I do not. But our orders are to get the ship up and running and to bring it back.
See, for us common language speakers, xenomorphic is for alien material. So this is some kind of weird research vessel researching space algae or something crazy like that. It's going to be a bunch of bullshit. I don't understand why the company deviated us so far into the middle of nowhere for essentially some fungus that's growing on the outside of the vessel or something. That's all it could be. This is utter madness. But whatever. I'm gonna get it done, and then we're gonna go home, and then we never have to see each other again. And she smiles wryly and sarcastically at you.
Oh my god.
And she says, as she's leaving, she says, "Don't fuck with my pilot." And then she leaves.
He's going to look at you and
Yeah.
wink and go, I'm going to miss you.
Y'all can have a story point. Everybody can have a story point. Let's just
Mom
have
and
some
Dad
fun.
are fighting.
Oh my gosh! Now,
You might notice, Miller has a sidearm strapped to her leg now.
okay, you've got
She
the
has
sidearm.
a service pistol strapped onto her leg. She doesn't gesture to it or anything, but you notice it.
He
as
doesn't
she's-
notice because he doesn't care.
All your
Well,
stress,
noted.
all this going on. You also can take off your stress. There should be no stress
Alright.
happening right now. Y'all may remove it.
Right now.
Totally not
Okay.
stressful at all.
I like how you worded that. Right
Okay.
now.
So we're moving along here. I know we're having fun with the RP, but I don't want to. This is we'll get moving. There's plenty of time. So Captain, they're looking at you. What are how do you proceed?
so-
that you need to get to this ship.
Based on my knowledge of how ships are supposed to work, do we need a special like a special skill in order to deploy this umbilical cord?
I'm glad
imagine
that
we
you
need to-
asked.
Fly pretty close to the vessel, and do I need someone else
Yep.
present to deploy?
So the pilot, I need the pilot in her piloting chair because she's got to give me a roll on some stuff.
And does Kayla need to perform some? Okay, so
oh yeah, you betcha there is.
All right.
So
I was role playing this as though it was just going to be auto. So not now. Now I know that we have to. I would have directed them to the bridge instead.
Never assume anything, young man, Captain. Davis, are you going to go get to the bridge? Are you going to go man your piling? Or are you going to sit here and drink coffee all night long?
Well,
Yeah,
I need a cup of coffee.
There is no more coffee, dear. I'm so sorry. We ran out of coffee 6 months ago, or don't you remember? You drank all the coffee, Miss Davis.
Is that a lie?
Inside. Oh, wait.
I will go ahead and roll deception. Hang on, I can't find deception. Just
Manipulation.
Wilson
No,
dumped it all out
lie.
the airlock. It was against company policy to have excessive amounts of caffeine. He dumped it all out the airlock. You're gonna have to do without caffeine for now. So yeah, Miller heads back to the bridge. She'll check on Mother, I guess, while everyone's making their way.
Mother's dark.
What do you mean?
Yeah, nothing's happening. Yeah, she's
Oh, okay.
she's silent. So, yep.
She will. Captain Miller will type a message in for outbound communication. She'll basically relay back to the corporate office that the Montero has accepted the mission and they are preparing to dock with the vessel and begin exploration mode. And then she'll send it.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing. Yeah, you send it. Nothing happens.
The door to the mother chamber will remain open.
Okay.
All right. So, Grayax, no longer, but now you are Kayla Rye. Are you there?
Yeah.
What's up, man? We miss you.
No, we don't.
So,
So you are like
voice,
you're
isn't
a
it?
technician, right? Like you want to do the introduction?
Why did you go from
you can't judge in 2020.
Kill the
Yeah.
captain.
judge?
Would you
in
like to
2020?
introduce your character, Rye?
Oh Lord.
Grayax.
Rye is a 23-year-old mechanic.
Copper tone.
Yeah. Favorite color, copper tone.
Love to read
Um,
books.
Comes from a pretty poor family and is working to basically just get money for her sick brother.
Is that well known to the crew?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
And I'm kind of a bitch, so
Shit.
I've tried to stay close to that. So,
So's
like
the captain.
yeah.
It takes one to know one.
Things are spicy on the
it's
bridge.
just getting- oh man, it is.
I'd just rather go into space at this point.
Okay.
Well,
welcome
welcome. We're in space.
Yeah, well, I know you watch some of it while you're at work. I'll bring you up to speed on some of the rolling and all, but right now, you're outfitted. Your inventory tab will show you you're carrying you got a spacesuit on and you're carrying a grappling gun because y'all are about to make a somehow with the captain's going to remember how to make this work. You need to some rolls that you're going to take place, but y'all are getting ready to make a spacewalk. So the orders are for the pilot. She needs to make a piloting roll to lay in a course and speed of your ship to mirror the Chronos. So if Davis would please make me a piloting roll.
Aye. I will be adding the +1 success die that I obtained earlier
Knock yourself out.
and decided to save.
There you
so,
go. Mm-hmm.
So it's just if whenever I roll, one of those die is going to be replaced with a success.
No, you just get you
It's
grab
one more
another
die.
Grab the dice.
Sounds
for
like-
piloting.
Okay, grab the dice and right click.
Yeah, exactly. And you
Yeah,
get
all right.
another dice. There you go.
Well, here goes nothing.
0.
Pretty
So
flat.
What's the yellow die for?
Well, he was supposed to take the stress off. Y'all don't have any stress. So when I tell y'all that when you say remove your stress, you need to make sure
yep.
and check off that box and make them all white. Okay, black means it's checked. White means it's off. So, but even with that, now so here's the thing that in this game, you did succeed. So you've got a problem here. You can once per roll and all that. Some of y'all and have a guild to do it twice, but you have something called pushing a roll. If you want to push the roll to try to do that again, you check off a point of stress. You got to turn one on, and you may throw the roll again to try to succeed. Basically, you're basically trying to get a hold of yourself, and try that maneuver again. And you are allowed to do it, or you can fail it. And basically you're unable. You're having an issue with your ability. You're apparently not as good a pilot as you thought you were, and you're having an issue matching speeds with the Kronos and keeping it on side. Because if you don't get it matched, there's no way that the umbilical trellis will connect over to the Kronos and attach to the ship.
Right.
What would you like to do, Davis?
So that roll there
wasn't
a failure.
It's not.
But it wasn't a success either.
No, it's a failure if there's not a success. There's no panic there. There's no stress right now, so we're not worried about panic. Right now, you failed on your roll.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll give it a push.
Piloting. Now, don't forget also, Leah Davis has, what is your skill?
Adrenaline. I can double push.
You live for the rush. So you have the one that can double push. It still adds on 2 points of stress, but you can do a double push. You are the one.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to
push once right now.
That's right. Click the stress and throw the dice. Yep.
Do I put stress on before or after I push?
Before. You've done it once.
Before?
Yeah, you always so there you go. There you go.
There we go.
Okay, so you got your success. Now you did push it, yeah, and so in your stress died, nothing happened. Okay, so she gets a hold of herself. She grunts down, and all of a sudden she kicks this old bucket and bitches at it. And all of a sudden y'all look out and you notice now that the two ships are lined up side by side in perfect unison. And she relays back to you, Captain, that you're up and your group's up to go man the umbilical.
All right, Miss Fry.
Captain, you're good to deploy the umbilical.
Thank you, Miss Davis. Miss Fry, if you would please. And now, is that a separate area that she has to go to make that happen, or is it at the bridge?
Well, no. You gotta look at your legends will tell you that your space dock, your airlock and all it is back here on the ship. So y'all need to make your way to that.
Okay. And is that the control for the umbilical?
You're gonna head that way, and it's a heavy machinery roll to get the umbilical set up and right to the other ship. So whoever has heavy machinery, a better roll. Rye will tell you that I only have a 1.
Oh, okay.
I got this.
There you go, Cham.
Then so I drag heavy machinery.
Grab
over,
the
right?
machinery die, drag it over, and throw it in the chat window. That's correct. Ooh, Cham. Do you want to push that roll? You did not succeed in getting the umbilicals.
I shall.
Okay, so you click off a stress and throw the dice again. Yep. Okay, Cham throwing the gauntlet down, and so that means you have a success with a show-off. Heavy machinery show-off. You may save a +1 modification to another roll with heavy machinery if you want. You have also something called You Got This. You don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. You basically get an automatic success. You do it quickly in half the time it takes if it's needed. You show off, you act quickly, you break something if you're trying to use a strength roll, stuff like that. So basically, you can show off or you can save the roll again or something like that.
I'll do that. You got this one.
You got this. You got this means you don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. So you basically get a free roll. Okay. Yep. Okay. So just save that. All right. So then y'all hear, so Cham, he's grunting and groaning, and basically the mechanism to get the umbilical is a little rusty, need to shake it all off, and it moves over, and y'all hear and you hear that the umbilical has attached. And using the abilities on the other end of it, it is got itself to attached to the Kronos. Now you have an airlock that y'all need to step through. So who's going across first?
I will.
Ladies first.
Okay.
The captain will go.
you must make me a spacewalking or mobility roll to glide yourself out the airlock, through the umbilical to the hull of the other ship.
All right. So takes a deep breath. At this point, the intercom or the comm link is on, so everyone can hear. She descends into the shaft and attempts to float. Is that it? 4? Okay, yeah, 3 plus 1. So yeah, it's not gonna look. It's not gonna do too well.
Well, yeah. So yeah, you're kind of.
I'll try again.
Yep. There you go. Mm-hmm.
So push one time.
You can only push once, except for Davis, who can. Well, okay. So now that is that's a success, and that's showing you on your agility on a mobility roll. Same thing happens there. You can so you succeed. You're making it across the umbilical. You can gain a +1 modification to a later roll. You can impress, them as you're walking across, or you can give a an automatic success to another PC that's in the same situation as you.
Yeah, I would like to give an automatic success to whoever I believe has the lower mobility or agility score.
But look at your mobility. It's they're combined. The agility score, so you have dice that come across the mobility. They add on top of what your ability score is. So if you got a 3,
yeah, I want to give a success to either Rye or Cham, whoever thinks they are going to suck at it more.
Who has the lower mobility? What's your mobility, Cham?
3.
And Rye?
My mobility's 2.
Add the
but
total
my agility's
number.
3.
Yeah, add the total
5.
number. Yeah, so 5, and what's yours, Cham?
3.
Total.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. So Cham's not very graceful, apparently.
Yes. So consider yourself to be slightly inspired, or like have a good idea of what to do. Follow after.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So she floats across.
Inspiration.
It kind of makes sense, honestly.
Okay. Alrighty. You why am I looking at this? Something. Apologize. I got a typo. It's missing a crap. 1 second. Let me open the PDF. Looks like I messed up on the PDF here. Because I know when. Okay, so what's happening while I'm pulling this up real quick is that Miller makes it across, and you see you're moving across. The umbilical's there. You see the door before you, and you can open up. You do a little work, and you have the code, and you are able to.
Well, before opening the door, she's gonna pull out the motion sensor and just kind of sweep it.
Nothing.
To see,
okay, so what happens is it makes everybody's like, what motion sensor? So you have you turn it on, and you hear it. Basically, it sends out a pulse, and you get no response back.
Which is what she expected, but she doesn't like taking chances. She puts it away, and then she'll set about getting the door open. I imagine there's a code required.
You may.
Or is there any check I need to roll?
Nope.
Okay. Well, then the door opens.
Yeah, you're checking the door out. And the door. And you see some ice, and air kind of flow out of it, a little dust, a little debris. It is completely dark inside there, and you are inside and we will move over to this map.
And which deck?
You're on deck A, and you are coming over, and you're basically coming right down. You have the door opens up. You're in a square room because there's 2 doors and an airlock. So you opened up. the outer door. So you're in a small little chamber. There's another door in front of you that you know how airlocks work. You have to shut the outside one, then go through a decompression to basically bring up, to suck out all the air, suck out space, whatever, fill it with oxygen or whatever it should be, to be able to open the inner door to go on into the ship. If I said that more back.
I think I get it.
Yeah.
Miller floats inside and sweeps the light around, checking
you're
the
going
general
to
area.
the door. Like I said, the door's opened up, but it stops about halfway through before it opens in full. And you look at it, and you can see that the airlock door, the outer door, is damaged, and though it's been buckled from the inside, something hit it on the inside, buckling a little bit to bend it so it does not open up completely. You've got a problem.
What the hell?
Yep.
Is it open wide enough for a person to pass through?
It is not. It's going to require a heavy machinery roll with the welder, the cutting torch, to open up, to cut the door enough away to open it up.
So she'll report that information through the intercom system. She'll say, I don't know what the hell. It looks like the door has been bashed in from the inside. Cham, I need you to come through next.
Yeah, come down.
Okay.
So he gave me that one thing. So what do I do for that?
So you'll come down and y'all can, so you're basically, it's a cramped issue. Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong one, Duff. Don't be a dork. So you kind of get out of the way and you squeeze by, and what you're seeing is that you need to you've got the tool.
Heavy machinery?
Yeah, heavy machinery roll. That basically means you make a heavy machinery roll to see if you can cut enough to get the door open.
Okay. Panic! Do I press it?
You press the panic button. Okay. You're actually supposed to give yourself a point of stress before you do that, so don't worry about it now, because it looks like everybody... And here we go. And we're off to the races. Nervous twitch. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you, meaning Miller, increase by 1. So each of
So mine goes up by 1 too.
Yep.
So what happens?
She basically, the welder it just basically, he's having a problem because of his spacesuit and grabbing and all that, and he can't seem to hold it right, and he's shaking.
All right. Now, are these checks one-time only checks?
For that person, if you want to grab the welder, normally it is. In certain instances, I will say you can't say, well, if he doesn't perceive it, I perceive it. No, it doesn't work that way because you roll it as a group in this game. But you can actually, because you can take the tool from him, you could try to grab the welder and do it yourself. Understanding, though, that you may not have a higher roll than him and you have extra stress. So, it's up to you what you want to try to do.
Run.
And you may not push when you have a facehugger, you may not push the roll.
You can't push it. Yeah.
That's right.
I was going to until I saw that.
Miller will first she'll place a hand on Cham. Just, it's okay, relax.
Damn suit.
I know. Everything on board this vessel is falling apart, rusting away. I don't even understand how it could oxidize in space, but why don't you pass that tool to me and just take a moment to breathe, collect yourself.
Now,
I'll hand you it.
what special
And
Cham, didn't you save something? Cham saved something, I thought.
Yeah, for when I go down, or it's the same roll. I pass it.
that was for the mobility check that he didn't roll.
Oh, I thought it was heavy
No.
machinery. I thought it was okay.
Mine was when I went down. I saved one to do the same thing, but without a check, and it's successful.
Was it mobility or heavy machinery?
Heavy machinery.
Heavy machinery. So basically, you would.
I gave him one for mobility.
But I got
a
one.
stunt. He got something also, and he's basically is that he could give you the automatic success on the heavy machinery roll if he wants to.
All right.
He had a stuff.
I thought it was only going down and up, but that works. Yeah, I'll just give
No,
it to him.
it's heavy. No, it's not down and up. It's basically
Okay, it's just any. Okay.
any heavy machinery roll in the same situation. And so I will grant that because it's heavy machinery, that she can grab the torch. She calms you down, and you go over there, Miller, and you go through, and you're able to cut enough of the door to take the buckle, and the door finally continues and slides open.
Can we say while in the meantime they're doing that, I was holding my rosary, just trying to wish his stress away.
Well, it's inside your spacesuit.
Well, that's okay. No, I'm kidding.
Okay,
That
so
doesn't
yeah,
work.
okay.
Miller will complete the task, and then she'll pass the cutter back to him, and she'll say, "Nothing to worry about.
Yep.
We're going to be all right." And then
Okay.
she floats through the yellow hot door frame.
Well, it was enough to cuff with the buckle out, but now you've got the Montero passage umbilical. You can reconnect up to. It has a more pressurized system. The Montero's the Kronos' does, and you're able to connect them up and pressurize enough that you can fix the door to shut it and then open up the inner airlock door if you need to. So because you have to have some type of pressurization, or you would have a complete explosive decompression if you don't fix the door. So we'll move along. So y'all will do that, and you're able to make it safe enough that you can pressurize by closing the outer door. Even though, where's Rye at though? Let me ask that. What's Rye doing?
Yeah, I was.
Miller would
Am I
wave her
going
over
across?
once it's safe.
Okay.
Once it's safe,
Right.
Miller would wave her over.
Yep. Okay. So boom.
All right.
Okay. So put y'all's on the ship, and you can then pressurize you close the outer door. You pressurize it. You're able to open up the inner door on the main airlock, and you will see you're in now this room, basically this main circular room here, and you've got doors. Looks like to the north and south that you because y'all kind of know the layout of the ship, and you look back toward the outer airlock door when you're fixing all this, and there's huge gouge marks where it's buckled, but also where the part of the metal and the covering on it's been just ripped.
This doesn't look normal.
No. Are you getting this, Mr. Wilson?
Mr. Wilson.
Yes, I'm here.
Just wanted to make
Are you
sure.
afraid?
She doesn't respond. She goes to open up the door to the
It's
north.
okay, because I
and,
would be.
She mentions it's
It is completely
out loud.
black in here, except for now you have a small. So there is gravity. So somehow there is power here, some degree, because if there was no power at all, the internal gravity mechanisms would not be working. But you do feel gravity. However, you basically have some small running lights, very, very dim, along the floor line, showing you kind of where the walls at and walking areas. The doors, you push the button to normally open up the door. Computer-wise, it does not function. You actually have to grab the handle, and you'll have to jerk on it, and that will open up the door. But you see blackness. You've got your spacesuits on, so y'all would have turned on your floodlight, and you're casting shadows, and you're kind of seeing out through this dome, helmet into the room, and you basically see the walls and the door. Everything is kind of covered with a thin layer of crystals. Very cold, basically, is what it's telling you. Below sub-zero.
She will. Captain Miller will mention to the group. We all have to stick together. Where we go, we all go. Our first task is to reach the mother chamber. Find out exactly what happened. See if we can get it online.
So you have a problem there, Captain. You will know that your mother key only opens up your mother. You do not have access to other mothers.
Do I know of any fail-safes that would prevent us from cutting through the door?
No, it would take quite a long time, but Did you
How much
custom
time?
The door? Well, you're talking a full day of work.
Okay, and how much oxygen do we have in the suits?
Only a few hours.
All right. In that case, we should work on getting, perhaps getting the power back online. And perhaps the key to the ship is somewhere that we can find it. Or the key to the mother chamber. We can go and find it somewhere.
Potentially the cryo chambers would be a good spot to check first.
Cryo chambers are where the people would be at. You know that air scrubbers. You know how the air scrubbers and the way they work in the ships is there's a long shaft that goes up through the middle of the ship that then connects to the ventilation tubes that pump the air. But there is a electrolysis system basically down at the bottom. Where a vat of water would be in the tube, these rods would be, in the water, creating electrical currents that would basically fire off to get the water oxygenated. That then the scrubbers would pull the oxygen out of to provide air. Y'all hear, then when we were talking about that, you hear a king, a rattling noise to some degree. There is no movement of air though, and you don't believe you haven't checked, so I guess maybe someone would want to make a thought maybe to understand what the environment is that you're in right now.
Yeah, certainly.
Just asking.
Does that require a device, or can we just?
No, your suits. Well, just basically, no one's ever asked, but it's kind of funny. But you could use your suits to get an environmental reading, and you know that the air there's a thin layer of oxygen here. But the temperature is below freezing. So by trying to take off your suits, you possibly could breathe, but you wouldn't have very long because of the freezing nature of the environment. You got a problem.
Yeah, spacesuits stay on. Spacesuits stay on.
You know that you need to address air and you need to address power so far.
All right.
Davis, can we track the others on that ship?
I don't know. Would the ship be equipped with
You wouldn't know where they're at.
Scanners necessary?
You would know. You could hear them, but you wouldn't know where they are on the ship. But their cameras are kind of giving you a front. Yeah, the cameras are kind of giving you a frontal view of what they're seeing to some degree.
You guys should be able to follow along using.
So we
the
can't scan that ship and tell where they're at.
No, you don't.
No,
your ship's not processed like that. Your cargo. Yeah.
But everywhere that Miller is going, she's announcing into the headset, like we're leaving Junction 1 into the hallway across from the mother suite. We're moving down the hallway. We're opening this door. She's like constantly filling the air with that location-based chatter, so that everybody is aware of what's happening and when. And she advises everyone, don't deviate unless you absolutely have to. If you're going somewhere and you don't tell us, there's going to be problems back when we get back on board the Montero. Everyone needs to be very controlled. This is an operation. This is not a fun little exploration. She's being very meticulous.
Typical.
That's the best way we're going to make it back in one piece. Don't get lost. Don't fall down anything crazy. We all stick together. So with that said, Miller will force the northern door open for the junction room.
You may move into the hallway.
All right.
Yep. And you don't see much other than you still have a small little strip lighting along the floor, very dim, showing you the basically the walkway area. You see another door to your north, and there's Mother. You basically through the haze of ice that is kind of formed on the wall, and it's kind of dark too. It's not crystal clear. It's kind of blackened ice that you kind of see coating the walls, and you see Mother ahead of you, but the door is shut tight.
It looks like there might have been a fire on board. It looks like this ice has got a bunch of smoke in it. Oh dear. And we're
doing a backflip.
We're spinning.
Oh, well, there's no
gravity turned off.
Oh.
Yeah, so she mentions like there might have been a fire on board. Looks like all this ice has been smoked over, or it's got carbon in it or something. Do we have any way of analyzing the ice crystals?
You have spacesuits on, so you're going to have to figure out how to get power on to get to. You know that this has a med lab and a science lab in it, and other things, but right now there's not much you have abilities to be able to really investigate because of the suits.
Mr. Wilson, do you think you could get in touch with the headquarters office and see if they can forward us a copy of the Cronus' mother key?
Acknowledged. I will let you know.
Thank you. We're going to be heading to the right and then down this hallway. Do I see anything as we come around the corner?
Hold on a sec. Hallway and a shut door.
And does the door to junction A1 stay open, or does it close automatically?
It was manual, so you basically open it up and it is open right now.
All right. And do I have any reason to believe it'll close once the power comes back on?
Could very well. Yep. If the system reboots. Yep.
All right.
Also, the thin little lines that you see, those are ventilation shafts. Those are basically how air is processed through the areas, and they're very small. Barely one person could squeeze through them and things like that. Just so that you understand what the light green lines are.
Got it.
So we could squeeze through them, though, if we really tried.
Not with your spacesuits on, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We won't even be able to think about that until place out. Miller will head down to the end.
There's a door, another door.
So she'll go ahead and force it open.
You force open the door, and you see a hallway. You
Mr. Wilson, did you
door in front of you?
Speak up, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, I have tried 3 times and gotten no response.
Typical. They send us on this mission, but they don't give us what we need. Noted. Thank you very much.
Sorry, not funny.
It's almost as if Mother is shut down.
That is odd. Nothing we can do about it now. We're going to push forward to this middle area between junction A1 and stairwell. So she'll force the door open and step through.
Okay. You force the door and you turn to look down the hallway, and there's pile of something in the middle area right here. You can't tell because of the darkness, the creepy shadow, but something's in the middle of the floor there.
Can I make an observation roll to detect better of what it is, shining the light directly on it from my head?
Looks like a spacesuit sitting there on the floor, sitting upright. And
sitting upright?
Spacesuit. It looks like a spacesuit. It's kind of blackened a little bit. You can tell because of the bulkiness of it, but there is no head part. There's no dome.
Okay. Does it appear to have anything inside of it, or is it flat?
You can't tell. You're from where you're at. It looks like a spacesuit sitting upright. It's like, it's like if you were to sit down on the ground and just sit, in your spacesuit. That's what it looks like. Just sitting there, facing the. It's facing toward the junction A door, but it's just sitting there. Just a spacesuit.
Is there any material on the wall or the floor around it? Any splash marks of any kind?
Because remember, you got this long hallway. You got a simple little light. It's casting shadows everywhere. There's no light here except for a small little thin running light on the ground. Okay. You would have to move, you have to get up and close and personal to see.
Yeah. So if you could give us the number of feet, because I know that it's not a 1-to-1 scale, 5-foot squares. But if you could tell me 30 feet away, 50 feet away, how far does the light go? To give me a better idea of it's how truly distant something is.
Well, you need to theater the mind it. Basically, you need to move up closer to get within close range to see what's really going on. Because you remember you got this dome in front of you too, okay, and it's not very easy to see out through these damn suits and all that.
All right. Miller will announce there's an object in the hallway. I'm gonna go and check it out.
Be scared, Miller.
She steps up.
You step up. All righty. You are and then you begin to notice, yes, all over the wall behind him, basically the door to the south, looks like blood matter. It's red, and you see chunks on the wall, and you look down and you're seeing that there's is a body inside the suit, but there's no head. And you look on the other side of the individual, there is a shotgun in the person's hand that looks like it would, it's kind of resting up against the body, pointing up to where the head would have been. So there's a shotgun there, and you see a couple of shells laying on the ground. You may take a point of stress.
All right. Miller immediately steps back, and she calls like, everybody, hey, hang on, Kayla, are you intentionally lagging behind?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. All right.
Okay.
Miller immediately steps back, and she says, oh my god, there's a dead body.
What did you expect?
Does the person appear to have been shot?
Yeah, you see brain matter all over the back wall.
All right.
And then you notice something very strange. When you're looking at the arms and the shotgun, you see that from where the gloves attached to the sleeve area, to provide the connection, those look like they have been ripped. The cloth and all that has been ripped in half. Like the arm has been stretched out probably another 1.5 feet, both arms. Like they ripped out and kept on growing and pulled the suit apart.
She just stares. She stammers for a moment. She finally says, "Xenomorphic.
What?
Wilson, are you seeing this?
Yes,
Is this-
I am.
What did you just say?
Well, it was a man. It's a human.
Miller draws her pistol.
Okay.
What did you say, xenomorphic?
She says, go back into the hallway. Go back into the hallway. She's like waving you to go back to the room we were just in. She steps back. She steps through, and then she'll shut the door. and she'll turn and say, listen, I don't know exactly what the company is getting us into, but I need you guys to be focused and be ready for anything.
Let's not skip over what you just said.
I know. I said xenomorphic. I know this is going to sound a little crazy, but we're here to collect something called xenomorphic samples.
So
Xenomorphic is another way of saying alien. I didn't lie to you about anything. I just haven't told you everything yet.
This
Wow,
is
that's
some
really
bullshit.
trustworthy.
It is
I
bullshit.
agree with.
We're here now. We're here now.
I
This is
take
what
out
we
the
have to do.
flamethrower, and I cast fireball. No,
Yeah.
she is.
And a tiny bead falls out of the vent and explodes. She says, you guys all need to use your tools as though you're armed now, because we really don't know what to expect. Now let's go back to, there's no way to have a private channel, right? Is it possible to have a private channel on the spacesuit?
Sure. You can whisper to
So, okay, go ahead.
Need I remind you, the mission
I'm
is
well
to
aware of
keep
the mission.
ship up and running.
Thank you.
Just trying to keep you on point.
I have to keep my people alive in order to make that happen. Don't distract me. She turns back around and opens the door again and steps back through.
Body's still there.
She says, yeah. She, let's see. Now, as far as combat goes, what skill would the shotgun be? Ranged?
It's a ranged weapon. Most certainly is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you go get it?
She'll ask Jam, have you,
No.
you ever had a chance to play with guns?
No.
No?
No.
Honestly, neither have I.
I'm a cargo.
You have a pistol.
I hear what you're saying. Look, guns are tools, just like your grapple gun, just like...
I don't have that.
By the way, you're carrying a flamethrower.
I didn't forget.
I am going to go and get that shotgun. Okay?
So you want
If
me to be your little donkey?
No, I said I'm going to go and get the shotgun. I want you to watch my back.
Oh, okay. Should I do this flamethrower or not?
Just don't point it at me. Miller steps up to the body again. She's searching for any. She's not looking for movement per se, but she's really on edge.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can read into that however you want. Miller will enter the same space as the body and go for the shotgun.
All right, you grab a shotgun. I will put it's in the party sheet, and it has an extra. It has one reload. And that's
right.
funny about the game. They don't actually talk about how many shells and how many shots you can fire in a particular deal. So I'll let you know. Shotgun probably has 6-7 blasts in it, and then you have a reload to put more in it. But right now you've got a shotgun in your hand that you can pull from the party sheet. It is a standard Armat single pump 12 gauge pump shotgun.
All right. Now, as far as the captain's knowledge of her crew, how good is Kayla Ray with ranged combat skill?
Not at all.
So yeah. Okay.
There's your answer.
Got it. Well, guess what? Miller is going to step back through the door.
Y'all
She's going
aren't
to tell. She's gonna tell Cham to watch this hallway for a second, and she's gonna wave Kayla. Come here. Come here, Miss Rye.
What?
It's time to be a big girl. It's time for you to be a big girl and put your big girl panties on. And she spins the pistol around and hands it to you.
Okay, drop it in the party sheet, and then Ryan can take it. Yep.
All right, hang on just a second. Party sheet. So yeah, she's gonna hand you this pistol.
Looks down barrel.
So that M4A3 service pistol is yours for the taking if you take it from.
Well, it has to be taken out. Yeah. So, and you need to take the shotgun.
I'll take the shotgun.
Yeah, it's in the party sheet.
I will grab the pistol.
That needs to come out.
Well, I dragged it over and it didn't automatically.
You put it in you put it in your inventory tab.
Oh yes.
Okay.
It's there.
No,
but it didn't take it out of the.
No, it didn't. Hold on. Let me see. Inventory. Pistol. Okay, I'll remove it. Don't sweat it. All right. Boom. The rule set, and then the fantasy ground score not quite perfect, but Troy did a real good job. So.
No, this is pretty cool. I'm liking it so far.
Okay.
Miller looks Kayla right in the eye and says, "If anything unfamiliar pops out, just defend yourself or defend us.
I can handle myself.
If you need any help with that, I'll try to help you. I'm not too familiar with firearms, but as somebody told me earlier, desperate times, desperate measures."
Yeah, someone told me earlier too. This is bullshit.
Also, yes. Look, now's not a time to complain. We can complain when we get back to the ship safe and sound with xenomorphic samples.
On your hands.
I'm well aware of that.
Good.
You guys are still in the hallway. You've been here for 30
Now let
minutes.
me get back up front.
Oh my God!
Do it.
You haven't even explored the ship in an hour.
Well, I mean, how I can scale back the roleplay.
No, you're roleplay fine, but you're in a ship, so you could be moving along while you're doing. I'm just laughing.
Right.
So we don't think we're gonna make our final act 1 tonight. We may be rolling into next week on act 1.
Yeah.
No, it just happened. That's not a big deal.
I'm not kidding. If you guys think I'm playing too slow,
no.
So
We'll get it moving along. Don't you worry.
Miller announces she's going to open up the next door, and she'll pass through.
You open up the door. And you're saying ice crystals everywhere. There's soot on the wall in some spots. Other than that, you see nothing else in the hallway.
And she proceeds all the way down to the end.
You can? Yeah.
What's this little box here? About
That's
halfway down.
your legend. That will show you that that's a communication terminal to Mother. It is dead. It is not working. It's no power to it. So. I think that's what that
Kayla.
is. Yeah.
How convenient.
Kayla, you need to keep up. Why are you lagging behind?
Making sure nothing's coming up behind us, Captain.
You need to be within arm's
I
reach,
like this
sweetheart.
one.
Come into the hallway and close the door, please.
I'm gonna leave it open, so if we need to run, we don't have to worry about opening the door.
She pushes past Cham. She comes up to Kayla, and she says, "You're going to keep it closed because I told you to keep it closed. We don't want anything coming up behind us if there is anything alive, or anyone alive here. We need to know when the
That's
door's
why
open and
I'm-
shut. That's why we're listening to our environment. Keep the door closed when you pass through it."
You know, if something were to kill us, it'd be really, really a good time to do it when we're arguing with each other.
That's why we shouldn't argue. Especially not with our
Get
captains.
going. We need to get the hell out of here.
Miller comes back up to the front and moves on down to...
I leave the door open.
I've had it with these aliens on this motherfucking ship.
Are there windows on all these doors?
Most of the doors have a small window that you can look through.
Anything to see here?
Your light kind of reflects back in the window. It's very hard to see through it, but you don't see. But on the other side, yes. Yeah, you see another hallway.
Okay. Miller says to the group, opening up this central door here to the main hallway on deck 1. So she pops it and steps inside. Shotgun at the ready.
Yep. You open it up, and you don't see anything moving. You see long hallway. This is a much bigger hallway. You know you're coming up close to the cryotubes area.
At this point, Miller will hold up a finger to get the other two to pause for a moment. She pulls out her motion tracker, and she'll just perform a sweep.
So which way you pointing it?
Well, all around, however long it takes to get a decent reading, and then once she's satisfied, she'll move. If that's how it works, if it takes time to scan a certain area, she'll take the time.
Yeah, you're basically punching it through, heavy metal and all that. You kind of, you got to, you just, you look through, and as you, pointing down and around back the way you came through the backside of the ship, all of a sudden, a small ping, and then
Any indication of how far?
back behind you somewhere, and you're not even sure if it's on this floor or down below.
All right.
But it was a movement for a little bit, and then it stopped.
Miller will mention into the headset for everybody to hear. Heads up. I just detected movement.
And
Literal heads
y'all
up.
all get a point of stress.
Yeah.
Literal heads up.
All three of you.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the head rolling around. It is what it is. That's why we close doors behind us, Miss Rye. Now that we know there's something moving around, we don't want it sneaking up on us. Did you close that door?
Yeah.
Can I check that as far as like a lie or not?
You're gonna go all the way down there and look at it?
No, is there a way I
there's
can
not
tell
a-
if she's
There's not an
bullshitting?
insight. No, there's not an
Okay.
insight. No.
Well, then I guess I'll just take her word for it.
No, there are ways to observation over or manipulation over command. There are ways to do things like that, but you could make an observation roll if you wanted, but you got to remember
Would the
that always-
observation
all
opposed
the
by
way-
manipulation?
Manipulations, if you're trying to, basically it's in D&D, it's like your insight against your, performance, whatever. You're trying to see, when something's happening between two people, but unless you want to go down there and look at the deal, you could go look at
No.
the door. So
No, I'll take her word for it until she proves to me that she can't be
She's your-
trusted.
yeah, she's your crew member.
Yeah,
You are paranoid, Miller.
I'm not a monster,
Yet.
unlike some people. She will. We're moving down the hallway, and actually, wait.
You're in the,
So an elevator there? There's elevators on the ends.
there are doors to elevators, yes, that go up, and they're at the top level. You know, they would go down toward the cargo area.
Okay. We're not going to cargo yet. But
without power, they'd be pretty useless.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah,
There's no. There's no. Exactly.
yeah, we'll go back to the stairwell a little bit. Miller will head up to. Let's see here. Yeah, she'll head up to where the access terminal is,
It's dead.
and she'll just test it out. Okay.
There's none there. Yep. Dead. When y'all pass by the door to the cryo chamber where you know that's at, you will notice that there are claw marks around the edges of the doorway, as though something was trying to get in the door.
Same claw marks that were in the hallway.
Yeah, the ones on the ones to the airlock were a little bit deeper.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
You tried the door,
she-
and it is
yeah.
locked on the inside. You would have to take your torch. You know that you would have to take some time figuring out what you're going to do to blow, to get through it, at least from this end. You know, the map, you've got possibly another way to get to it, but
is this door similar to Mother's door, where it's going to take a whole day of work to try to cut
because
through?
you're in the suits and all that. You have almost no movement to be able to perform that type of work. Yeah,
Just making sure.
Yeah, so I sped it along on the catwalk when I wanted you to get in the ship, but it's going to take you some time and some patience to use the torch with the spacesuit on and all that. Yeah.
All right.
You can do it, but it's up to you.
No, we're not going to waste that time just yet. We'll see if we can override it somehow or find another way. Let's head back to where the stairwell is, and we'll head downstairs.
You may.
So we go back to here. Does Kayla go first?
I stepped through.
She kind of raced ahead.
No, I was just getting the door open for you, Cap.
I don't have time for your smart mouth. She says it to herself, but everyone on the intercom heard it. So she walks back up to where this dead body is.
Yeah, you keep a lot of stuff to yourself.
And there's a dead body.
She'll examine it for any other useful objects, or perhaps a name.
It's burnt off. The chute has been burnt pretty bad.
Okay, and it's facing junction A1.
Yep, and the blood is brain materials all over the door and the roof behind it.
She'll squeeze past it and
That's fine. You can,
try to open the doorway to stairwell.
yeah, you can open it up.
And she'll announce that, and she'll try to open the next one as well.
That one you find another buckled door that's covered with scuff and scratch marks on the and you take some time and you pull it, pull the door open, but it is broke now. It will not shut, but you're able to open it up and get into the stairwell.
All right, so the door's damaged, so it stays open.
Mm-hmm. That is
Okay,
correct.
got it.
Mhm.
So she'll squeeze through, and the stairwell go up or down or both.
You're at the top level, so you see it going down.
Got it. We don't have any tossable lights, right?
Nope.
Like chem lights or whatever.
Nope.
All right.
And
Does
you
the
see a ventilation shaft kind of along the line, and there you look into the, you see that they're on the kind of the they're well, you're going to see them on the kind of the left and right, kind of very small. You look through the stairwell, you're seeing through it, there is something growing on the in the shaft, in the grate right here. There's something about the size of a watermelon.
What the hell?
Looks like a watermelon too.
Step away from leaning on that wall.
And it's kind of in and around the grate.
Yeah, we're not gonna touch that yet. Don't. Everyone, keep your
Are we
spacesuits
not
on.
sent here to gather?
And
We're
you
not
have
gonna touch
and you have
anything
the
until we know what
stair-
it is.
You have the stairwell, the ladder going down that you
Why don't we
barely can squeeze through with
destroy-
your suit, but you may go down if you want.
Miller will step up to the ladder and start descending, and she'll tell him, "Don't touch that thing. We're not collecting anything until we know exactly what we're collecting." And she starts stepping down into the next level.
All right, you're making your way downtown, having a little, you come into level 2.
Ooh.
What are the other? Are y'all coming down behind her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
so-
last though.
Closing all
What's
the
up,
doors.
Drake? Marbanian. What?
Yeah,
Oh, we got a
closing the
raid.
doors.
Hey guys. Hope you're
No,
doing
that
well.
door actually doesn't close.
That door up above
Uh,
does not close into
the-
that room. Hope
No,
y'all
the one
streams going
before
well
it.
tonight. Y'all had a good game. Hope Drake would enjoy the. Thanks for the raid when raiding y'all other night. Since
I don't think
people
any of the
over.
doors closed.
They don't right now. That's right. As soon as there's no power, so you have to manually pull the doors open. And
Well, I was
y'all
just
find-
joking because we haven't been closing the doors.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all
I mean,
find
we've been
yourself in
closing the
s-
doors.
Mhm.
Second,
Is there anything growing here?
there are 2 more here and here.
All right. Well, if Miller sees those as she's descending, she would stop and not let them come into the room.
They're
As
attached
a matter
to
of
the
fact,
wall into the ventilation shaft.
Oh,
Your
okay.
air
So
shaft.
they're not like
They're not on the floor. No, they're in the shaft.
not
and
impeding
growing
walking.
out of the grate. Yep.
Okay. She'll ask us, "Are you getting this, Mr. Wilson?"
What is it?
Yes, I'm getting it. I know you're enjoying your field trip, but we really need to get power to that ship.
Miller moves up to the door. She ignores the comment.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Okay.
She'll open it up and pass through,
Yep.
and then she'll peek through this window, see if there's anything to see,
Nope.
and she'll open that one up and step into the middle chamber, this middle hallway.
You,
Take a look left and right.
Yeah, you see more ice, dark. It's a big ship.
All right. Let's see here. I'm taking a look at the map. Just trying to see what we got. Okay. We're going directly south to the reactor core.
Well, that's
to
on
the
the
aft of
third
the
level.
ship, the back.
That's on the.
Oh, I
third
thought
level.
reactor core was.
That's
okay.
the core, but you look on deck C, and you're going to see that the relay control and the reactors at the back of the ship on the sea level.
Got it.
The core is fairly big, so that's what that.
In that case, she passes straight across to try to open up the door to junction B1.
You open it up.
She'll check inside just to get an idea of what's in there.
It looks all the same. Yep.
Okay.
So does the stairwell keep going down then?
Yep.
Okay.
They sure do.
And that's where we need to be?
You need to go down.
Wait,
to
so does the stairwell that we just came through, does that stop in that room there?
no?
Or does it
they-
continue
they-
going down to
Both of
C?
them continue going down.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
They
I
all
wouldn't
go
even know.
down. Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're going down.
We can
Keep going
continue
down.
on going down. Sure can.
All right.
To deck C.
So we continue.
There you go. And so you're going to end up here. And you're going to see yourself.
And does this one continue going down to
This one ends
deck-
here.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yep. This ends. because below you is the cargo bay. So, all right. You are on deck C now.
You pulled my token.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Davis, what are you doing? Go back. You're
Davis
supposed to be flying the ship.
back on the.
It is. It's incredibly cold.
So
we're
not
breathable air at least.
Sorry about that.
Take shotgun away, shoots himself.
Okay, y'all are
That should've
in.
woke you
Oh
up.
man.
All right, Miller pops these doors and steps into the main hallway.
You can.
All right.
You're not seeing
Anything to see?
Nope.
All right.
Not at all.
All right, we're gonna make our way around cargo bay number.
Knock yourself out.
Down the
You
hallway.
come through the door, and those are catwalks. Basically, as you cross over, you open that door, you kind of see a walkway that kind of covers over a large cargo bay area, and you don't see anything. You would expect a bunch of equipment and some rovers and stuff like that, which would normally, because there's a big drop door that allows to a ramp to go outside and all that. There's empty. There's some trash on the floor. You don't see any, and then you look and you see what looks like to be a smaller rover, like a two-person, little mini buggy, whatever. It's turned upside down, laying there, on its rooftop, been tossed about. You see a few other tools, but it's pretty much empty in the cargo bay below you.
Jesus Christ, what are they getting us into? Miller will open this door, step out onto the catwalk,
Yep.
and
You make
oops.
your way. Mm-hmm.
We'll start
Yep.
hitting right down the middle.
Yep. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing in the deck areas at all.
Up to right about here.
Mm-hmm. Another junction.
She'll check this panel just to make sure
Nothing to see here.
it's been damaged or anything. I'll try to open this door.
Open her up.
We're proceeding to junction C2.
Yep.
She'll step through.
Yep. Stairwell going up.
All right. Let's see. We're gonna go right across and open up the door to the rear hallway.
You open it up, seeing the same same icicles, kind of blackness, to the ice, and an empty hallway with other than just the lighting strip until you look down toward the door where the reactor relay is. There is a small little blue glow coming out from the window that's to that room.
Have you tried your
Miller will-
motion thing?
Miller will. Yeah. We'll pull out the motion tracker and do a sweep, and then point it back up towards front, towards the open area where the deck D is visible. All right, no movement.
Nothing.
She'll pass by here. Take a quick look into the hallway leading.
Maintenance shaft. Nothing there.
All right. And she'll move up to this
Except
blue
for
glowing
Xenomorph.
door.
No.
Yep, you open it. Yeah, you move up to see a door, and there's something on in there, a very faint blue light. But the window is not only the ice away, but there's something kind of yellowish white on the inside of the window, from the inside door, not on your side. Kind of makes it foggy to see in there, or hey, not clear enough to see into the room. You think you see some control systems and all that, but you can't see that whatever's covering the window.
Well, there was no movement.
Nope.
Let's go ahead and try to open the door.
It takes a second. You open it up, and you get ice kind of fall, but then also this whitish yellow ice kind of falls on the ground too. And you look into the room, and it looks like a bomb's gone off in here. Something tore up the furniture and the equipment everywhere. And the controls are sitting there, and most all of them are powered off except for one blue. There's one blue light that's kind of pulsing a little bit, and it's just, but this yellow white whatever it is covers the room, wall to ceiling. Looks like it's gonna, there's some major cleanup that has to happen in this room to even try to get the relays in place.
So is this like a goop, or is it
Frozen.
like
whatever it was.
Crystal. Okay.
Yeah. But you don't know. You got suits on, but you kind of pull it, and it's kind of, it's brittle. It's like ice. It's frozen. But you see it's not the blackish ice that you've seen everywhere else. And here it's this yellow-white covering. Yep. And then and that's what you see. There's some smashed chairs, papers kind of laying on the ground, and you can see.
Let's all get in here and try to figure something out.
There's an open access port that's showing that one of the reasons that there's no power, is that this access port and the relay needs to be thrown back on. At least from what you're seeing so far.
Kayla, can you come forward? Let's take a look at this together. Figure out what we need to do here. Jam, if you could watch the hallway, please.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, you step in, and you also see that the main reactor protection door to the reactor, that's open.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it is.
Are we being irradiated?
No, you're not at the moment. But though
not
you
at the
can
moment.
tell, well, you do know there's not bad radiation. The core's not breached. There's a covering on it, but your suits are giving off. The Geiger counter is definitely going. That you do have rads. Radiation rads coming out of there. You don't want to stay. The door, was shut. Needs to be shut, but you're not, getting fried. But it's something that you're going to need to address. And you see also that looks like there's trash and stuff pulled into, that's in that reactor room, and it shouldn't have anything in it. But you can't tell, it's dark in there, but you can see that there's trash in there.
We'll examine these panels here, these two boxes, see if there's anything we can interact with, or perhaps
Rye can make me Rye stepping in the room or not?
Yes.
Okay, you can move in there and make me a Comtech roll, please.
Comtech. How do I click the? Oh, there we go.
You grab the number, and there you go.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, so I was just wanting an observation roll. So it's going to take some time to kind of get through. One is that you've got this, whatever is covering all this control panel is going to have to be removed to even get these panels working, because they're gooping up the switches and things like that. You do know that what you're seeing, this open relay, needs to be thrown too, but according to the readouts, there are some outside relays on the outer, some control junctions on the outside of the ship, close to the 4 fission engines that also need to have work done to them. Looks like they've tripped, and someone's going to have to go outside in a spacewalk to work on these relays. And once you get all that cleaned up and taken care of, power should course through the system and the ship without issue.
Who's best qualified to perform that?
Heavy machinery rolls and spacewalk.
So a mix of mobility and heavy machinery.
That's right. Wonder who that
If only the stress would go away.
You two are going to have to go and do that.
Well, y'all can take off a point of stress. Y'all been walking around for a while, so y'all may remove one.
All right, here's what's going to happen. We're going to head back up to the front, and you two are going to head out and take care of that issue.
But you got to clean the room first.
Okay. Miller can stay behind and clean the room while they perform that task.
What happened to sticking together, Captain?
Desperate times, desperate measures. But you two are going to work together. You two watch each other's backs. I'll be fine here. It's my job to take the risk. It's your job to do what I say. So please, head back up. If you want, I'll even accompany you.
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
We're all going to be paid well enough if we get out of here safe.
Come back, bud.
Yeah, so y'all begin to make your way. Okay, so we got a split. We got 3 split. Yeah, never split the party, and they're split into 3 now. Ain't that great?
The captain's orders, more specifically.
Okay, so let's pause that for a moment and deal with Wilson and Davis. up there. What So what's been happening up there? Y'all been chatting. Davis, what have you been doing?
Just shooting the breeze with Wilson here, talking about things happening on the ship, and I looked around for a while.
Yeah, and you've run out.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to, so you need to be dealing with that.
Yeah.
Just so you know, that's so. And Wilson, Wilson made the sent off a message to Wayland Yutani about the card keys and all that, and nothing. There was no response. Anything else y'all want to discuss?
Oh, we've just been talking about, he asked what I thought maybe happened in that hallway, and I suggested suicide, but then quickly changed the subject to we need to get the power on so we can get the ship up and running. Kind of tunnel vision.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. Then now we're back down to here. So Davis and Cham. Not Davis. Cham and Rye. Y'all can make your way up. So are y'all going up this catwalk, or are you going back to the exact way you came? Because you can go up this stairwell if you want to go up.
Figure the way we came would be the easiest.
It's up to y'all. Y'all can make your way all the way over to the stairwell if you want.
Yeah.
So move your tokens over there. It does matter in this game where y'all move around. Trust me. Not that I'm foreshadowing anything. Okay, so y'all move. Yeah, and now back down to Miller. What are you doing?
Miller's gonna try to start chipping away some of this ice material and removing any debris from the room, kind of piling it up in the right hand corner from the door in the hallway. Just trying to clean up the place so that it can become more serviceable.
Banging around, cleaning up, trying to hit stuff on. Okay, so you're doing some work and something falls. You hear something crash or just kind of tink 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 on the ground in the reactor room.
Captain Miller wheels around, instinctively raises the shotgun, although she's not very well trained with it. She's just
piece of metal comes rolling out through the doorway where you're standing.
Miller moves towards the door, kind of checking it out, waiting and listening for sounds, observing.
You see, so basically there's a pile. Which way are you moving? No, I'm talking about from the reactor door, not that door. Here. Came out
from the hallway?
No.
Out of the reactor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm moving away from the reactor door.
Okay.
I'm moving towards the hallway door.
That's fine. Okay.
Watching the reactor door.
Yeah, nothing happened. Most of this piece of metal, whatever, just kind of rolls around and hits the wall. That's it.
She'll call out, "Is anybody there?"
Well, you're in a suit.
And everybody hears her say that.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say.
I know what I'm saying.
Miller.
That's kind of funny.
I know what I'm saying.
Miller, do you have an ETA yet on getting that ship back power and the environment? I need an ETA.
Soon.
Did you direct talk to her in the private comm, or did you open say that, Wilson?
I said that open.
She's got no clue.
Yeah, it's a mess down here. I don't have an ETA at all.
We really need to get that power up.
I hear what you're saying. Feel free to come down and help if you want. I'm sure Davis wouldn't mind being alone.
No, not at all, Captain. I'll keep an eye on things up here.
Compared to present company.
One second. Okay. So yeah, you step back. Nothing comes. Yeah, this is the metal. That's it.
And after a few moments, if nothing happens,
Yep.
she'll walk up and kick it into the reactor room, kick the piece of metal into the reactor room, and she's just watching in the darkness with the light shined into the reactor room.
Yeah, there's you see like I said, over to you look in the door, you see looks like trash or something's been dragged or thrown to the right of the reactor. You also know over there, that area there is where the override or self-destruct mechanism would be for the reactors on that wall, but there's a big pile of trash in there, and you can see some pieces of chair and other stuff, and it's a huge mound of trash in there to the right of the reactor.
Do I get the impression that if I walk into that room, like dangerously irradiated, or is it safe for me to traverse the area?
Your suit's got you protected right now, and what your readout's telling you that there's no puncture, there's nothing wrong with the reactor. There is radiation there, it is working, there's heat in there, but there's your suit, you don't want to spend a ton of time in there, but you can move in there without taking an issue with the radiation. Yeah.
Miller will cautiously move into the room.
Okay.
And she'll take a closer look.
Yep. You move on in there, and you begin to then see what looks like a huge, like I said, this pile is big, and in the pile looks like another spacesuit, pretty big spacesuit sitting there. It's sitting in the middle of this pile. It's contorted with its limb, the arms kind of up and holding itself, in a fetal position, but it's sitting up. And where the helmet would be, it's kind of big, but there's the helmet's like 3 times the size of what it should be. It looks like a spacesuit to you from what you're seeing in the lights and all that.
Miller steps back. She's got a look of horror in her eyes. This
Give me a mobility
crazy
check. Give me a mobility
abomination
check when you step back.
Sure thing. Panic.
Well, you're supposed to give your point of stress first, and then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll do it
that's
again.
Fine, but you're fine. I don't think you're gonna hit the panic button again. I think we haven't got enough yet. So you get the twitch. You hit the deal, and you hit that piece of metal again, and it kind of ricochets off the wall. The head on this spacesuit turns to look up. It moves and begins what is a face. What would have been a face turns to look at you.
Miller screams. She screams, and she. Honestly, at this point, because the way I play is I'll sometimes roll a dice to determine if I'm able to overcome fear or something like that. I'm trying to figure out whether or not she might instinctively fire the shotgun. What would you recommend for that? That's part of my role playing.
Whatever you want it to be.
Mistake.
There's something there, and its arms begin to kind of unfold.
I think she'll fire the shotgun. Honestly, I think she might instinctively, out of fear, just
into the reactor room. Awesome stuff.
Well, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying. Like, what?
That's your call. It's your character. I'm not telling you. Oh, no. You get to decide.
It feels like
straight to Act 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can. So you.
All right. Fine.
If you basically.
If there's no saving throw required to overcome fear, then I will say that Captain Miller is well trained to handle tough situations, and she just fucking bolts. She'll move towards the door to the hallway.
And you saw this thing begin to stand up out of the corner of your eye as you run out the door, screaming.
Yeah, she runs up to here and she tries to close the door.
You can.
So if the door closes, then she'll just watch through the window, looking left and right.
Well, the window's gunked over.
Okay, she's still watching. She's trying to get any hint of vision.
Inside. There, you got the blue. Remember, there's a blue light, kind of, in there, kind of glowing softly and all that. That begins to all of a sudden disappear.
She speaks out loud so everyone can hear. There's something moving. There's something alive in here in the reactor room. It looked like it looked like a man, but like it was mutated. It's trapped in the reactor room right now.
And then all of a sudden there is a resounding BAM as something hits that door and it slightly buckles.
She shrieks loudly into the intercom so everyone can hear. And she steps back and she points the shotgun at the door, assuming it's going to open the next time it strikes. She's basically ready in action to fire.
Miller, did you get the power up?
She's not even paying attention to you at all. She's breathing heavily.
Power.
If you can see, like vitals, her rate is spiking. She's yeah, she's panicking basically.
There's another slam to the door. BAM!
And if since I'm no longer holding it shut, if it would open, then it, she's waiting. She's waiting to attack with the shotgun.
There's a slam on the door, but it doesn't. It's not sliding open. It's just something. All of a sudden you hear another slam, and you basically see maybe a hairline crack in the glass, because that glass is pretty thick. Whatever's hitting it's effing strong.
She'll call out on the intercom. Everyone get back to the ship. Everyone get back to the ship. Get off the Kronos. Get back to the Montero.
Miller, we need power.
Fuck power. You're not here. You're not seeing what we're seeing. You didn't see that thing. She starts backing up. She's preparing to go through Junction C2.
You start moving. Yeah. So now Cham and Rye, y'all begin to hear this, discombobulated voice of Miller yelling all this as y'all were making, by that time I'd probably get you up to level A,
I was gonna say it's been a while.
Yeah. If y'all were making your way and you're hearing this as y'all continue doing what, following orders, what will y'all do?
Follow orders.
But we have multiple orders.
Oh,
Do we not?
If we turn on the reactor and if it's in the reactor room, what's gonna happen?
There's one way to find out. I mean, we have to fix the thing on the outside of the vessel, and then we have to interact with what's inside the reactor relay control room in order to get the reactor up and running again. And that door has to close. I think. Is that an accurate representation?
Something like that.
Something like that. I like something like that.
I like it.
So we have to get back into the room where the monster is. Which means we're probably going to need more firepower. But she's acting on an instinct to protect her crew. She's saying to get off.
Okay. Are you doing any other movement?
Information.
I'm not.
Okay.
Miller's not. She's
Alrighty.
basically got a ready to action to fire at the angry gray man.
Why do you want to keep on trying to get the power on?
I don't know. What are you two doing? As y'all hear her, she's
I'm trying to talk to her.
Yeah, talking to her.
I need the money for my brother. I don't care what Miller thinks he saw.
Yeah, you haven't seen it, so you don't really have.
I say we continue what we're supposed to do.
I agree.
Cham, Rye, get the power on.
You
we
owe
have
me
to get
double,
this ship
Wilson.
back.
Wilson, I'm not gonna lie to you. Your voice is kind of getting annoying for not doing anything right now.
Better than the screaming going on in our headset.
That is very true too.
Well, I guess we'll go outside the ship. Try
Y'all can
and
begin. You can.
begin clearing the engines.
You can. You begin to do some work out there, but it's going to take several hours. to do this, because just spacewalking is very arduous, and you have to, it's very slow moving on the using your magnetic boots to attach to the hull and to move around to each. If you look at your map, these engine pods are fairly big, and you got to get to a relay area on each one of them and close to each one of them, so y'all can begin that process. But that's going to take you out of it, out of the action for a little bit. Plus, I probably should make y'all make some mobility rolls here in a little bit. We'll see if maybe y'all go flying off into space. All right, so they're doing that. Wilson, you're yelling to do it. Miller, you hear them. Looks like they've sounded like they're going outside, and you hear heavy breathing, like they're doing work outside the ship. Yeah.
Well,
Miller,
if I'm not,
that's right, Miller. You'll take a point of stress because of what's going on.
If I'm not accosted by the creature,
it hasn't come out the door. It's
Okay.
banging on the door, bam, and you see it. A small dent again.
Miller will resolve, and she will move forward. She's inspecting the door, see what kind of damage there is after X amount of time has passed.
It's just you got some dents in it. It's taking
appear to be
some
holding?
damage. It's holding right now because this is a reactor door. So,
Okay.
but you see that whatever is behind there is doing some damage to it.
I think Miller's just gonna have to sit here. She feels like she needs to babysit this door. She's gonna wait for them to get their job done, since she heard that they were gonna go outside anyway, and go to work. She's not in a position to put up too much of an argument at the moment, and she knows that it's what the company needs done. So
Okay.
she relents.
Okay, that's happening. Wilson and Davis, what are y'all doing?
Wilson's just getting, agitated that they're taking so long to get the power up.
This is very 90s movie-ish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what Davis is doing.
Davis.
Just sitting.
No, I sent you a PM.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
You got problems. Use out. No. Hold on. Yeah.
Wilson, I've been thinking that I should go over there and help. We're tethered anyway.
You think that's a good idea?
It's perfectly safe.
Well, who's going to pilot the ship?
We're tethered.
This one, I mean.
As long as nothing crazy happens, we'll remain traveling in the same direction with the same speed that the other ship is. Plus, we're tethered. We're fine.
More alien goodness roll for fun and everybody else watching. We're in the middle of Act 1. We started it up again because I love dealing punishment. All right, sorry.
Well, if you feel you have to... Well, I'll tell you what. If it's going to get the power up to that ship... and the environmental systems up and the gravitational systems, and we can pilot the ship back to the Wayland Yunti, then okay, yes. You go right ahead.
All right. I'll be back.
Okay.
So I make my way to the airlock.
You get your suit on. You got to pull a suit from the. Yeah, grab one of the suits.
Where are those kept?
They're in the
Near
party
the
sheet.
airlock,
They're in the,
or
no, they're in the party. Yeah,
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 okay.
they're in the airlock, but you'll
Yeah,
grab
like
one
in
from the party
character.
sheet. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Feel free to grab the bolt gun if you think it'll be useful.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only thing left.
I'll bring it just in case we need it.
As a matter of fact,
Miller.
now that it's known that you're heading
So-
over, I think Miller might ask you to bring it because
Drag to gear.
yes,
Miller,
drag to your
yeah.
inventory.
I'm sending Davis over. Miller, I'm sending Davis over.
Yeah, put the bolt gun in your inventory too, and then you move toward the airlock, which is back toward the locker area where you're at.
Miller responds, "I really wish we didn't have to, but
No,
I honestly need someone down here.
there.
Davis, if you can make your way
Thanks.
to my position."
Yes, I've sent him.
Her.
Her.
Her,
not her.
excuse me. I've sent
Davis
her.
is a woman. Mr. Wilson, you need to pay attention.
Lots of women in this deal. So, all right, Davis, you'll make your work. You move across the umbilical, and you will see Cham and Rye. Some lights flashing back there. You can see them to some degree. Looks like they are doing some work. You can. They're busy working away. Kinda
Oh,
cool.
so the umbilical is attached?
Yeah, from the ship to ship. Yeah, it's always been
Yeah.
attached.
Okay. I thought just the tether was attached.
No,
The
the whole
walkway.
umbilical's attached.
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
you
So
can-
I can just walk straight through then.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Cool. Great.
Yeah. So you make your way across, and you're
yeah, I
watching.
missed
You
that
can
part.
see out because it's kind of a trellis system, and you make your way, and you find yourself on deck A in this junction area.
All right. So which way do I go to reach?
You got a map.
Um,
You need to read it.
Miller
Yeah.
Miller talks you through it. It's like you go to junction A1, you head across, mind the body, head to the stairwell, and head down to deck C. No, but I wouldn't know which way you're going. Sorry.
Yep. Davis does. Okay, Davis is moving along. Rye and Cham, you have work going on. Two things happen. One is the door to the reactor room all of a sudden explodes outward of the hallway.
Okay.
And you will see this creature begin to step through. At the same time that happens, in your heads, for all of you with the spacesuits on, y'all begin to hear
Danger. The emergency disrupt system is now
the Montero self-destruct system goes off. 10 minutes, the ship goes supernova.
What's that noise?
That is the onboard
Miller.
self-destruct. Oh, I'm sorry.
Miller, what's that noise?
I think Miller is absolutely preoccupied at the moment.
But it's not. But Wilson, your whole ship's blinking, not the Kronos, the Montero's self.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But you said they heard.
No.
They hear it
the hell are
coming
we gonna
from
get
their
outta here?
they hear it coming from their deal. So yeah, in their
Those
suits.
explode.
Yeah. Sorry.
Danger.
Let's start that again.
The emergency
'Cause it's a beautiful
disrupt
sound.
system is now activated.
And
For what, the Montero? Is
the
what's doing
Montero's auto destruct system just went off.
The option to override
Davis, what did you do?
expires.
I'm on your ship. I'm not doing anything on the other
Wilson?
ship.
Wilson, did you press buttons?
I've done nothing. I just watched Davis.
Well,
Go
you need to
down the
get off
hallway.
that ship now.
I'm the pilot. I have no control over systems like that.
You need to get off that ship right now.
Dude, would I know a way to shut it down, or would somebody?
We're working on the engine.
Well, Miller might. Miller might know
Miller
a way,
has a card,
but
or someone with
Miller has a problem.
Possibly, yes. But you guys, none of the crew.
I whispered you, GM.
Yeah, and
We actually running.
hold on a second. Where? Yeah, and hold on a second. I turned that off because I know. Yep. Hold on. So yes, the countdown takes place. The creature, we're back to this. Well, that's all on y'all's headsets. Now you have this, and that noise is very prevalent in all y'all's ears, making it hard for y'all to talk to each other. Okay, Miller, this thing just lumbers through the door at you.
That should trigger my ready to action.
You can, but there's not really ready actions, but I give you the ability that you may fire the shotgun. The creature basically steps in the hallway, towering over you, and you may use a ranged attack.
So is this a success or fail thing? It's not like a targeting a creature, targeting AC or.
You do your ranged combat roll. Okay.
All right. Well, here we go.
You pull the trigger.
I guess I'll have to push that in order to.
Safety was on. Yep. And you push it, give yourself a point of stress, and then push the roll.
Here we go.
The shotgun goes off, but you have a panic roll. So
I'll give myself a point of stress again.
And then you hit the panic button.
All right, here we go. I'm frozen by fear or stress for 1 round.
Yeah, and you give this so you have damage. So what is the damage indicator of the shotgun?
Stand by. I have to go and find it.
Yep.
3 damage.
Okay, so you're inflict 3 damage. This thing has armor, and so it will take an armor roll. All successes, any successes means it soaks one of the damage rolls. Okay.
All right.
You blast it and you hit it dead on, and it. 1 second. You see. Let me see. It takes. Yeah, it takes. You see a chunk of, and this yellowish goo begins to pour out of the wound of it, but it is still standing. And
it looks like I need to increase my stress level 1 more time because of the effect that happened.
Yes, you do. That is correct.
All right. And now I'm frozen by fear for 1 slow action, whatever that is.
Yeah, you can't move right now. This thing towers up to you and raises up both arms on it, like a big King Kong gorilla, and just brings them down on you. Now, we're going to hold that for a moment. Davis is making his way down. Wilson, you hold on. Okay, I see a PM. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you basically, Davis, you're making your way. That's fine. You can, hold on a second though, as you come out of the shaft.
Yeah.
Rye, you and Cham hear the self-destructs going off, and the relays. You making your out. One of them was offline. You make it to the second one. There's nothing wrong with it. So y'all can proceed to make your way over to the other 2, or you make your way back into the ship. But you know that you've got a countdown, and you don't have enough time to make your way on the walk over to the other side of the ship for the relays before the countdown were to end. What
one option to do.
Right, Cham. Davis, where's the plug? How do I turn this thing off?
I don't know. Talk to that big calculator that you guys were communicating with.
It won't respond. I tried.
Rye?
Does Rye know? I don't think No.
Yeah, there's y'all have no idea how to turn it off. Y'all have that's above y'all's pay grade.
Sorry, I'm not paid enough.
Are y'all doing anything outside the ship, or y'all just standing there looking at the pretty sky?
Well, we can't really do anything else, so I think we should probably head back. The relay.
Is there a way to jettison the ship? Put it on some kind of timer.
I have no clue.
Davis?
Everybody can take a point of stress, not except for Miller. Miller, you got your own stress going on. The rest of you are back and forth.
Are you suggesting we scuttle the Montero?
You don't have time, unless you think Wilson, unless you think you can get over to the control station to get the ship to, give you a moment's notice, a head start to run toward the umbilical, or you need to get over to the other ship as quickly as possible.
Do I have enough time to put a suit on?
What now? Say that again.
Do I have enough time to put a suit on and then do what you're saying?
You barely do. You
delay.
have just a minute or two left before you need to get over to the other side.
All right. I'd like to do that. I'd like to put a suit on, come back, and try to do a delayed burn.
Well, you're starting to put your suit on, and the Cham, y'all are making your way back. Y'all begin to hear a rumble, as though the engines on the Kronos are beginning to come to life. And the ship, you haven't, yep. But the ship all of a sudden begins to, you see, you begin to hear creaking as the catwalk y'all are hearing or looking at, you see the catwalk having a problem, as though it's about to be ripped off the hull. The ship is starting to gain faster speed than the Montero. The engines are firing.
Holler, Wilson, you need to hurry up. The Kronos appears like it's gonna pick up speed, and
I'm hurrying.
I'm having trouble. You need to put your suit on, Wilson.
I'm putting my suit on.
Grab your suit.
He's
put it
getting
in inventory. No, you need to grab the suit out of the inventory.
Oh yeah.
All right. And you begin to you're grabbing the suit and pulling it on and running and falling against the wall, and you make your way up to the the airlock, and you begin to see the ship, and it's detaching from your end as you stand in the airlock. What do you do?
I guess I'm gonna grab onto the tether.
Make me a mobility roll. As you
goody.
Snap the helmet on, and you jump out to.
I just grab
the mobility number and throw it in the chat window. Yep. You want to push it?
Of course. It's a stress.
Give you point of stress. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
If it wasn't stressful enough. You grab a hold of the last beam of the trellis system as it snaps away from the Montero, and you are you're hanging on, and it pulls you out of the airlock as the Kronos begins to move. And Ryan and Cham, y'all are making your way to the airlock, and you look out and you see this happening with Wilson, and Wilson. That was getting ready to go there. There's what we have. Yeah. Where is it? Let's see. Oh, it's not playing. Oh man, I gotta put it in play. Oh, that sucks. Where is my Yahoo? I need my Yahoo.
Get in there.
Yeah, where's my Yahoo? Come here, and I'm gonna find it. Don't. There it is. Here we go. Nope. Why is it not? Wow, it's not playing. Really
Let's
weird.
take it to YouTube.
Okay, anyway, I'll figure out why it's playing. We'll get it here in a second. That is strange. I thought that's pissing me off. Audio. Songs. Because weird. Okay. So yes, Miller is hanging on. Cronus begins to pull away. Y'all begin to see some of the lights also in the hallway. Davis, you're moving along. The lights start flickering. You know, things are coming to life on the ship for some reason. However, unfortunately, we have this issue to do with as the looks like this abomination of what looks to have been a spacesuit, but there's some type of humanoid creature in the middle of this. It has this huge beluga-looking head, huge arms, and legs that have split out from the suit. It looks, quite scary. And it raises and attacks.
Miller, you cow! You were gonna leave without me!
Wow. So it mouth opens up and this just, screaming roar comes out of it. You get another panic roll, Miller, while you're standing there frozen in fear.
I just hit the button again?
Uh-huh.
Or do I add stress beforehand?
No, it's just immediate panic roll.
All right.
Oh my, what do you
Flee.
do?
You just can't take it anymore. You must flee to a safe place and refuse to leave it. You won't attack anyone and won't attempt anything dangerous. You are not allowed to take a retreat roll if you have an enemy at engaged range, which I do.
You do.
Your stress level is decreased by 1, but every friendly character who sees you run has to make an immediate panic
So
roll.
you're still frozen in fear, but you're looking at this thing, but your stress level goes down and it does one more attack on you. This time oh wow, this one's a new one. Let me bring the volume down. It's a little loud. It grabs you by the collar of the helmet latch and all that, and lifts you up, and it drags it pulls you toward it, looking at you, and this, it doesn't even, if those are eyes or whatever, and this mouth, jaw, and then it just turns around and it throws you like a bowling ball this way.
Okay.
So that, now you are stuck between it and the hallway, and it throws you against the wall with 9 base die. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I do have armor, correct?
Yeah, you're gonna get it. Yeah, you're gonna set. Oh wow! Talk about a whiff. You hit it and just kind of, you're able to brace yourself, and you slam into the wall and just kind of fall down to the ground. You don't take any damage from it for whatever reason, and
so. Okay, go ahead.
No, so it's for a moment. You're standing there. We're getting ready to. We normally we'd have some initial rolls, but right now we've got it so spread out. Wilson, Cham, and Rye. Cham and Rye.
Miller, you cow! You started things without me.
You guys have got Wilson hanging on into this trellis system. Ship's pulling away, and in your ear you still hear a few minutes before your ship goes supernova, and y'all better not be on the outside of this ship when that happens, because y'all will not survive. You won't.
Wilson, start
Get me inside.
crawling. Use your hand. Move towards us.
He's gonna start
Yeah, he can start.
hand over fist.
Yeah, you can slowly start pulling your way through, and you two are out there, and y'all make your way to
Yeah.
the
Getting back in the
airlock.
airlock. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna wait till he gets in.
it's
Wilson,
and y'all, but you got a problem. What you're seeing, the umbilical cord is starting to snap on y'all's end from the thrust, the way that the ship's moving forward, and the shaking and all that.
Hold on to it.
Call me
No,
in.
it's pulling away from the ship on your end.
Yeah, can we hold on to it? Like
it's heavy metal. It does have a weight, even though it's in space. So if it breaks away, it would take you with it. You're not like Superman that could hold on to this thing if it breaks away. Because
hey,
the
Wilson,
inertia
you might
of the
want to
ship
climb
is gonna
faster.
pull you away.
Cham, you should use the. You have the grappling gun, right?
No.
Who has the grappling gun?
Rye does.
I might.
Use the grappling gun.
Yeah, that's right. It just keeps on. It would keep on going. It was the problem. It would pull you apart. You guys got to give me some help here. What are you doing?
Trying to pull myself in.
You're starting to pull, but you're slowly making your way. But it's.
Are we in the ship, or
You're
are we
standing
still
in.
out of
You're
it?
standing in the airlock, looking at the
Okay.
looking at the umbilical cord starting to break on your end, and we will take Wilson with it if it breaks off.
Put a quick weld on it.
Who's got the torch?
I do.
Cham.
You may use it if you want. You could try.
I'll try. What do I need to roll for?
You got to use the torch. So let's see, Cham. The inventory, the cutting torch. Basically, you in a pinch cutting through as a power supply. You make me a heavy machinery roll.
Uh-oh.
What was that for? Look what you just did.
Nothing. I thought it was going to be worse.
No, that's actually pretty damn spot on with 3 stress die. You have a success and 2 successes. What do you want to do?
Try to weld it
You
together.
yeah,
so
well,
it
yeah,
doesn't-
that's a success. I'm just saying you got more. You got some more successes. You want, you're really.
Oh yeah, I'll
locking
keep
in.
one
You
of them for like a.
You can, or you just basically you're a precision master, kung fu precision welding master with this thing. Basically it's giving you the ability to show off, guys. When y'all do that, you can overplay what you're doing, and get into the RP side, and so y'all just not used to it, and so you went, like Zorro, and you just, and you just see it,
All
fast, and this thing just locks all of a sudden. And it's enough that Wilson, you pick yourself up while he's doing that, and you're able to, stand up, and you start moving your way, and y'all jump in, and you're able to hit get into the inner door and shut it. All 3 of you make your way into. Boom. Yeah.
When do we be on the A level?
A level. Sorry, yeah, y'all need to. I was like, it doesn't look right. I was going to say now. Yeah, let's put y'all on A level, and y'all are standing there watching this. And David. Okay, so now Davis, you're moving along, trying to get. You're saying where that door is locked, and there's heavy scratch marks
That's
on
what
it.
I needed to know.
Yeah, as you moved your way to it, and you find it inaccessible, but you see power and lights in the room, in the door, lit up, because power seems to have come on for somehow miraculously on the ship.
Okay. So the door is like, it's just got scratches on it, or is it like
around the seam of it? But you try to push the door open, and it's locked. There's a locking mechanism on the inside that's keeping it from opening. But the power power is working on these doors now. Just
Okay.
pushing a
Does
button
it need
turns them on, opens them, closes them.
Okay, yeah. I look for the button.
It's locked on the inside.
Oh,
you're
it's
pushing
locked
the
from
button,
the
and
inside.
yeah, nothing's happening.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Davis, get to the bridge.
I don't know my way around the ship. I guess I'll go back to.
Studying the notes, you would know that the bridge is on the second
level. You remember you have y'all had the maps. Now I don't know if I don't know if you ever showed them to Davis though, but But you
I'm
know,
sure he would have had a chance to look at it while he was for us.
But you
just
took
watching
the
us.
printouts of them.
Yeah, you took the printouts with you. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't
don't
make
know
copies?
The layout of. I don't know the layout of the ship.
I didn't put it into the space
I've been
Xerox
waiting for
machine.
you. I've been waiting for you to guide. I've just
I
been looking at
distinctly said I
signs on
put
the
them
walls.
in the space Xerox machine. and
Yeah,
made copies for it.
exactly.
I mean, me and Ryan know our way around the ship.
So what happens is
really
Davis
slowly work.
comes around the corner there, and you see through the door there is your rest of your crewmates, except for your captain. Y'all see y'all are all got your spacesuits on now too. Now don't forget, and so you've got lights on so y'all can see everything, and you've got your suits on and heavy breathing. And we will head back down to Deck C.
So it's Captain Miller's turn now, right?
It is actually, we will roll initiative here to see. What will happen is you go, so I'll show you how to do this quick, simply. You open up the tables. If you don't have those on your fantasy grounds, make sure to check it, but you should have a table indicator on the right hand side.
Okay.
Open it up.
I don't see it.
Then go down to library and turn it on so that it's got a black check mark next to it.
Okay, I see it.
Okay. Then when you go back, you're going to click on tables. And
Initiative order?
You're going to click initiative order, and I will allow you will start first. You click the dice once, and it will. All right, so your initiative order 3. All of you can go ahead. All of you can open them and do initiative order.
What do you click on?
Okay, so if tables is not open, if you don't have the tables open on the right hand side, go down to library and turn it on. Go down to library. You're gonna have something along the top showing you different things that you can look at. You need to have the box needs to be black to mean that it's turned on.
Mm-hmm.
Then that will show up on the right hand side, your little buttons in Fantasy Grounds, the big buttons. One of them will say tables now.
Yep.
Okay, roll. Now, okay, so Wilson, you got a 2. 1 second. Wilson got a 2. Davis got an 8. And you want your number to be higher. I mean, yeah.
Fine.
I'm good.
Glad my initiative order hasn't changed since Waterdeep.
Rye
Wait,
got
so
a
it's
1.
in the tables and
Yeah, it's initiative
Curse
order.
Lemia.
I don't see it.
Do you have tables turned on?
Yeah.
Okay, then open up the tables. There's one down the middle that says initiative order.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Okay.
Alphabetized.
Yeah. And roll. Okay, so Cham got a 6. All right. And the lovely things that we're finding out is that the Abomination gets 2 initiative rolls. It has a 4 and a 7. So we'll put the 4 in first. Alrighty, and we start with Rye. As y'all are sitting there, what are you doing? Rye and Wilson, y'all are kind of together. So what's the group doing at the moment? Y'all are sitting there, all in the airlock, making your way down. Davis comes running around the corner, and y'all need to make a decision on something.
I'm just going to keep babbling about get to the bridge to Davis.
Yeah.
It's on deck B, I believe it is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Saw
I was wrong.
All right.
Yeah.
So y'all go down a level?
So, shoot. Yeah, we'll go down a level. I will.
Meanwhile, you guys may or may not hear
Can I do it from the junction?
frantic screaming from
Yeah.
the captain.
There's a stairwell going
Okay.
down. You make it to the second level, and y'all hear, screaming. Ugh, something's happening. To Miller, and it don't sound pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, Rye, you move down. Wilson, what do you do? Move down too?
Yes.
Okay. Will Cham and Davis, will either one of y'all do anything different, or y'all moving down also?
Nope, I moved on too.
I'm moving down.
Okay, just make
With the
sure.
party.
I'm already putting y'all on that map. Okay, and y'all are moving down. So here y'all, make sure y'all know it. Here's your map. All right, then we're back to C, and the Miller. Let's go. Your turn.
All right. So, reviewing the stress rolls that I had to make. First, I got a freeze, which told me I was frozen by fear for 1 round.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got another one that said I have to flee. So, does one supersede the other, or do they both apply?
You couldn't flee because you were in close combat, and so the frozen's there. But you had to wait for that round, and that's why I did that second attack and threw you against the wall. So now we're at the top of the order again.
So, should I freeze or should I flee?
You can do whatever you want to. Those are not valid
okay.
anymore.
So those.
Yeah, but you
I
got
thought that was
Abomination's in the middle of it. You ain't going anywhere. It's pinned you back in the hallway there.
All right. In that case, the only thing I can do is now that I've regained my sanity slightly, I'm going to fire with the shotgun at point blank range.
You can, basically ranged attack, dropping the hammer on it. Okay, so in range combat now, you have the options of, let's go back to ranged combat, and I will tell you that that will, I think that's agility, yes. So you got the success, so that gets the damage. The stunts allow you to inflict 1 more point of damage. You can reposition yourself in initiative if you wanted to. The target can drop a weapon or fall to the ground as if it was pushed back, or you can pin your enemy. basically it has to take kind of like cover, it can't make an action, so to speak, but it's still between, it's a big creature, so it's still in the hallway, but you have several options to do with those 2 extra successes.
Can I get an impression of the creature's health points?
It's big,
not literally.
It's a big son of a bitch.
So he's got a long way to go. You're saying?
I'm not gonna.
I haven't even.
You have no idea. You've never seen anything like this before, so you don't know.
I figured that.
But it did.
What I'll
you
do
blasted
is,
it. You gave it some damage. Yeah.
I will. I'll impose it to be knocked prone, and I'll deal an extra point of damage.
Okay. All right. So it drops down, and you've got right now at the moment 5 points of damage that you were going to drop on this thing. All righty. And it has an armor rating, and so let's see.
Hey Duff, how do I move the weapon to my main tab?
It should already be there in it. Oh, you equip it. Yeah, you need to equip it, and that'll put it. Yeah,
I got it.
There you go. Yeah. See, that's the. I can't believe he dealt
so
it.
Does
I'll be son of a bitch.
I see it says +2 bonus. Does that factor into the range?
It should have on the deal. Yep, it should have. So.
Well, when I look at my roll, I see 4 black dice, and then I see yellow dice equal to my stress number, but I don't see an extra 2.
You had to right click on them though, so you need to take. You could fire. You could grab 2 more dice if you wanted to, and throw 2 dice. But next time, what you do is you go down. You can either right click on the dice. Yeah, so nothing happened. Okay. So,
okay, no problem.
That's fine.
I'm just trying to learn the
No, that's perfectly legit.
Fantasy grounds.
Yeah. How it works, it's very different. So you basically knock it down because it doesn't soak any of the damn wounds, son of a bitch. And you gave it, I believe, 4 points of damage, correct?
Yes, and also knocked it prone.
Yep, I got it. And
now, what kind of actions remain after? What action is it to fire a weapon?
So what there's called fast and slow actions in this game, and a slow action is basically you pulling the trigger. A fast action would be loading, grabbing something, trying to move, and you could try to get past it, but it does have abilities to do, you'll find out if you try to move past it. Let me just put it that way. If you were going to try to
when it's not prone,
it's just sitting on the ground. But this thing, you got to climb over this thing. It's not like you can run by it. You're in,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this thing's huge.
Yeah. And regarding my reload, do I need to worry about that?
No,
does that only
that's
happen
the funny
after
thing
combat?
Yeah, they really don't talk about the reloads in this game. Basically, you're just,
Well, I can see a system where you just shoot until,
Well, there is
shoot until the combat's over, and then
panic shooting, but you don't want to do that because that basically it's like emptying the clip in a gun, and it has consequences when you do that. But
how difficult would it be to to knock the vent off behind me and jump into the damn vent.
Well, you have to get out of your spacesuit. That takes
All right.
a turn.
So that'd be pretty fucking difficult.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get stuck.
Well, for lack of knowledge of the game, I don't know what else I can do. I guess I'll just pass my turn.
Yeah, well, you pass the turn, and the abomination basically all he basically does is just pick himself up now, and it just starts to stand up, and you see two major holes in it where your shotgun is just ripped through it, and yellow pus and blood is just pulling out at it, and this thing, it just lets out this roar, pinning you back up against the wall, and it strikes you again. The first attack throws you. Oh my god! It picks you up again and just basically, like a baseball throw, just throws you into the hall up against the wall here. And actually it does the Hulk maneuver on Loki. It basically grabs you up and lifts you in this arcing motion and just brings you straight down on the ground in this big haymaker throw, and slams you straight into the ground here. And
puny captain.
9. Okay, so roll attack, 9 base damage. Oh my god, son of a. Okay, there's 2 successes there. Why is that? Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong damn dice. That's why. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, hold on a second. It should be 2 6s. I still failed. Unfucking believable.
I am wearing some light armor, I think.
No, I grabbed the right dice this time, and I threw them because I'm supposed to be grabbing I have some extra dice I wasn't grabbing right, but I didn't roll. So I threw the right dice this time. I didn't roll a 6, so you just slam into the ground again. Your suit, taking the punishment, but the abomination has 2 attacks, and so it's seeing that again, and it's just roaring because of the damage that you've done to it, and so this time. Okay. I'm trying. But hey, I'm rolling. This is truly. They are rolling huge successes tonight, and I'm rolling. I think we've had 1 panic roll, maybe 1 facehugger for the group with their rolls.
Me?
Yeah, and on their stress die, they're getting successes tonight. I'm not rolling any successes on my attacks. I just totally whiff right there. But he throws her. He grabs her, brings her up, throws her down, face planting in the ground, and she just rolls it off. And then it just kind of takes a leap, and just jumps up on top of you. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here it goes. Alrighty. If the attack hits, the opponent's already on the ground. You drop your shotgun. That must make an immediate panic roll. The abomination then starts pounding the victim with its powerful fists. This is resolved as immediate bonus attack with 12 base die damage 2. So you take first there's 5 points of damage right there. Off it's a success with 1. No, it's actually 4 points of damage. So your armor. So if you go to your inventory tab,
yes,
scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see your suit has a rating of 2. You grab that 2 and throw those in the combat tracker. That's your armor roll. All right. So you soaked one of them. You took 2 points. You took 2 points of damage. So you need to check off. Yep. So that pounce hurt
this.
you.
Well, just a moment, because I believe you also said because of what this thing was doing, I get a point of stress.
It basically says it did hurt. No, not at this point in time. Oh no, you make an immediate panic roll.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So I'll make the
panic
roll before or after the damage.
Yeah, you take the damage, and then you make the panic. And then he's actually gets another attack. He basically is going to put his fist right through you. All right.
So I become catatonic.
You collapse to the floor. You just basically, you're staring blankly up into this creature's face as this huge fist, two fists, just basically reach down again.
I'm confused by these panic rolls because it doesn't say a duration.
It doesn't.
So that's why I was worried.
There's just you're panicked. You're trying to minutia it into D&D. You can't. This is basically panicked, and your turn. And during the combat, you're stuck in fear right now. So, there's not an immediate type. Oh boy, I didn't mean to do that. So what did it say? You're staring up in fear at the moment as this thing 12 oh my god, 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, this powerful fist slam into you for 4 more points of damage. Take your spacesuit, give me your armor roll. You soaked 1 of them, so you take 3 more points of damage. Okay, you become broken, and you basically are laying on the floor. You're already catatonic. Oh no, actually that was there. So crushed. Oh, here it is. So the abomination critical injury basically crushes one of your arms. It's basically bent. It hits you so hard it breaks, and that you drop the shotgun. Basically, you're holding like that, and you're just staring at fear right now. You're basically broken now, Miller. You're basically in the throes of death. That's what's happening now.
Got it.
Yeah. And y'all hear through the comm as you hear this roar, and you hear her being thrown around in the hallway and hitting the floor and screaming, and then all of a sudden she basically you hear pounding something, like large fist pounding into flesh, like you're hitting a punching bag, but you can hear bones breaking, and you just hear and she's just being, this thing is just wailing. Honestly, it's just wailing on her. And we'll hold there for the night. Done.
I don't know, Duff. I think that they should get a point of stress for hearing.
Oh, they're gonna.
Violent, insidious.
You deserved every minute of
thrashing.
That's what they hear. Yeah, Mike Tyson and punching bag.
Everybody but Wilson.
Yeah. So, but you know what we'll do? We'll take. Sorry, folks. We'll take a little bit for long as y'all hear the bones breaking, and you hear, this just coming out of the intercom. A bright flash of light just illuminates everything, even your vision, the hull of the ship. And y'all are lifted up. The ship is basically lifted up, and y'all are going to be thrown across the area where y'all are at, as y'all have just recognized that the Montero just exploded. And we'll hold there for the night.